Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All, the show for Panthers fans by Panthers fans. If you would like to join the show, be a part of it, the link is in the description. Join via StreamYard and be a part of the conversation we're having here tonight. Only 3 games left of the season: 2 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 1 against the Seahawks, and both against former Panthers quarterbacks. We appreciate each and every single one of you for spending your Friday evening with the C3 Panthers podcast. We got Panther Pickle on deck as always. Pickle, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Been real busy at work this week. It's just been hectic, Before Christmas, it gets this way. So
yeah, heard that, man. Well, listen, we got a bunch of room. If y'all want to join in. Jump right into it, man. We have a bunch to discuss tonight. A couple of different issues. Pickle, we're facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
They have not looked good.
Nope.
To be honest, the Panthers have not looked very good, at least not consistently. So we're playing Tampa tonight or this Sunday. Can the Panthers manage to not suck when it matters the most? Our defense let the Saints march downfield late in that game, right when we needed to stop. Is there any way that the Panthers can actually show up and assert their dominance over the NFC South?
Well, I'll tell you what. In the last 6 games, the Bucs have won one of those, and that was to the Cardinals, and they only won by 3 points. And Kyler Murray wasn't playing, of course, and it was a kind of a bad Cardinal team.
Yeah,
there's not a lot to write home about. But hey, they lost to the Saints, and so did we. So, I think it's going to be an exciting game. And let's be real, bro. This is about the marbles. This is about the whole. We win here. We've got to win another one. We've got to hope that the Dolphins figure out what they're doing with their 7th round pick quarterback to beat the Bucs next week. It's just going to be it's just going to be a pretty wild time for us. If we can win, then we make the next 3 games, or probable at least against the Bucs the next 2 weeks. We can make the playoffs. But one thing I want to say, if I may, I'm proud of this team anyway. I think we've accomplished a lot more than some folks, including the fans, want to admit. A lot of folks didn't have us going this. A lot of folks had us, barely scraping a winning season. I think I had often said, if we're better than last year, I'm happy. If we're better than last year. And hey, what can I say? We have 7 wins, and we're knocking on the door to the playoffs. We could have made the playoffs with a few errors on our part, I think. So, I can't say that I'm disappointed. I guess to say that I think we could have done better, but next year's or in a month, but for 3 or 4 weeks, we'll be talking about a whole new another offseason, maybe.
Yeah, but that's a good conversation to have, Pickle, because this is a team. What, we won 5 games last year? Is that what it was? 5?
Right.
Okay, so yeah, we didn't win a whole bunch last year. And the Panthers were sitting at 7 wins. And we have an opportunity to win the division. And a lot of people, like you were saying, will feel like they came away with a W this season. Even if we do manage to miss the playoffs, people will feel like we are seeing advancements. That this is a team that is ascending rather than descending. And we haven't been able to say that at the end of many other seasons.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like we're walking a tightrope, though, because I don't want to. And again, we're just fans. Like, it doesn't really matter what we feel about it anyway. Right. But I also don't want it to be like this thing where we're letting this team off the hook for something that we could still have. Right? Shout out to Nirvash. He says, I would still feel disappointed if we don't go to the playoffs. And I feel like that's relevant. There have been too many games on the slate this year that the Panthers could have won. We could have beaten the New Orleans Saints, Pickle, not once but twice. Both of
Right.
those were very winnable games,
Absolutely.
and they were competitive. For the most part,
Yes.
they were competitive, and that we didn't come away with the W when we should have. That's why, and I said this on the Tuesday show, I feel like we still don't know who this Panthers team is. And in week 15, how weird is it that we're still trying to figure it out? Who are the Carolina Panthers? Are they a team to be relied on? I don't know if
Uh,
it is really no.
I, yeah, I don't know that I either. I don't know that I know either. But I can tell you, I can tell you I like some of the pieces on it. I think we're growing as a football team. Overall, I think we can be relatively surprised, or I guess to say pleased, with the amount of injuries that we've had to our offensive line. We are still relatively have a good offensive line. Shout
Yeah,
out to the coaches for just sticking with it and making it work.
yeah,
Who would have thought we would have lost um Brady Christensen and
yeah.
several others of our offensive line
Almost this whole
depth
year without
wise.
Robert Hunt.
Right. And hey, we're still winning games. We're still making progress. Um, One thing that you can't count the Panthers out now because of situations where we beat the Packers. We beat the uh I'm stuck. The Rams.
Yeah,
And even some of the games that we have lost, we've been extremely competitive in those games. So it ain't
yeah,
like I think we had one or two games this year where we were kind of like down by more than a touchdown, but there's not been many. So that gives you an avenue of you know, and hey, in the next
yeah,
couple of weeks, we'll have this conversation about Ejiro Evero. That contract expires
oh
in
yeah,
February the 2nd.
yeah,
Also, I found out today that Brian Flores, the uh, defensive coordinator for the Vikings, that that had the lawsuit against
yeah,
the
yeah. Brian
uh,
Flores,
right.
former Dolphins
He
coach.
he he is also an unrestricted free agent after this year. Well,
Yeah,
he's a free agent coach after this season. So and there's hey, there's a lot of things out there that could shape up and happen, and who knows, has Evero done enough to earn another contract? We really don't know. So
it'll be an interesting question to see what direction they want to go in. Let me welcome a couple people into the show. First up, we got Poppin back on the free for all. Pop, what's up, brother?
What's going on? What's going on?
Chilling, man. Trying to figure out who the fuck these Panthers are, bro. Are we gonna get the ones that beat the Rams, or are we gonna get the ones that laid a fucking egg against the Vikings, man?
Not Vikings. We didn't go against
I mean,
Vikings.
not the Vikings, but whatever, man. They got gold in the
You
fucking
drinking
color.
already?
About something, man.
Damn.
he wishes he
Huh?
was drinking already.
Saints.
Yeah, I don't know which one gonna show up, bro.
Yeah,
If they do the every other week, we should win this week,
yeah,
but lose against the Seahawks and then win against the Bucks. But as I said on Twitter, and I really don't want to be controversial, but I can't picture the Panthers beating the Bucks twice. Not this team. I just can't.
me
I
neither.
hope it happens. I hope it happens just to spite Baker Mayfield. That's all I do is just to spite him. I don't care if we make
Yeah,
the playoffs or not. I just want to beat Baker Mayfield twice.
I do
That
feel like it's a
pompous
tough ask. But
arrogance.
you know what makes it even more unlikely, Pickle? They have
What?
Mike Evans back. Every time the Panthers play Mike Evans, he rips off our skull and shits down our neck routinely. Like
Yeah.
we never have any answers for
Wasn't
Mike
he
Evans.
back last week though?
It's
For him?
insane to me. Yeah, but he's looked good when he played the Falcons. I mean, he has not been
Uh,
one of the
they
reasons
still
that the
lost.
Tampa Bay
So I
Buccaneers.
mean,
Right, I know, but he
right,
hasn't been one of the reasons.
right.
What I'm saying is, it would be one of the most Panthers things if we
No,
did end up
you're not wrong.
losing
You're not wrong.
but to a last minute Mike Evans touchdown or whatever. Let me welcome in my guy Christian Sigma Panther. Bro, what form of the Carolina Panthers are we going to see this Sunday? Can they be depended upon to beat Tampa at home in the bank?
Dude, I don't. Shit. If someone knows, I want to talk to that person because they know more than all of us, man. Like we don't know. We don't know. I'm with Pickle. I can't. It's very hard for me to envision them beating the Bucks twice. It's been a bipolar season. It's hard for me to put words to it because if I speak truth, as you know, like I speak my mind, you do as well, Cody. But if I'm saying something negative, then I feel like I'm being a negative Nancy and not really giving them credit for the improvement that they've had. If I'm speaking positively on the improvement that they've had this year, then I kind of feel like I'm sliding the truth a little bit. So it's tough, man. It's tough. Like it's.
Well, I'll say this, Christian. I won't be doing this free for all if this show isn't an opportunity for people to come up here and give their authentic positions on the Carolina Panthers. If that's not what this show is, I won't be a part of it. I don't give a damn what someone else is saying, being too negative, being too positive. I don't give a shit. I want to know how people really feel. So, Christian, straight up, if you feel like this Carolina Panthers team is a disappointment waiting to happen, that's how you feel. I can't tell you or anyone else different. And I'm going to be real. I feel like a lot of people do feel that way. When you can't beat your division rival Saints without looking absolutely piss poor, pitiful, you don't bring out your best performance against a division rival at home or on the road, why should we get our hopes up? Every time we've gotten our hopes up this season, they have let us down tremendously.
Well, I'll say so. I mean, I'm going to try to put it into words. So if you guys recall, you guys know me for a little bit. In years past, I've always said, dude, all I want to see from this team this upcoming season is fight. I want to punch people in the mouth, and that would show improvement. Like if they cared, I want to see passion on the field. But on that same breath, like I have seen that this year. I've seen a lot of good things, but I also kind of do feel a little disappointed when we just lay an egg against the Saints twice, against the Niners. And the thing that I'm concerned the most with, and I don't know, I don't know if any of you guys like disagree here, but like I just find it to be a problem when we have an offensive head coach, two first-round wide receivers. Granted, they're young. An undrafted wide receiver, he's young. Everyone's young. The highest-paid offensive line, a number one overall QB, and we're 25th in the league in passing yards per game. Like that's to me, that's a huge problem for this year that I don't hear a lot of people talking about, because it's almost like the pundits or the Panther influencers on Twitter, like they're scared to talk about it because they'll get labeled like a Bryce hater, and I'm not. I want to know, where's the issue? Is it Canales? Like it's I wish I knew.
I to answer your question or talk about it, I don't think a lot of people are ignoring it. They just don't have an answer. They is it Bryce? Is it Canales? Is it both? Could it be
all the above?
Could it be every other day? It's a different one. There's a lot of folks, Anthony. There's a lot of folks out there who are saying that Dave Canales doesn't trust Bryce Young, but yet Dave Canales gets up here and says, "Oh, he does." And every time, I mean, the question that I have is Dave Canales expecting more than his team is capable of giving on the offense?
Yeah, and
is he expecting more than Bryce can give? Is he expecting these receivers to be elite when they ain't been in the NFL long enough to be elite? Is he expecting the offensive line to block everybody like, without, I mean, I personally think that they've got Austin Corbett massively overrated. I know he's a great guy. He gives a lot of money to the poor and the needy, and he give me no money. But anyway, but at the same time, as far as an offensive lineman, he's just barely comparable as an offensive lineman right now in his situations.
Yeah.
But-
So
yeah.
if before the season if you would have told me, hey, we get it, we have a chance at the playoffs at the division, we have 7 wins going into these games, I would have said, dude, that sounds great. So I have no reason to really be disappointed other than the games that I've seen us lay an egg. I feel like we could have beat the Jags, the Cardinals, the Saints twice, the 49ers. Like, I feel like there's another one in there somewhere. So, and I just didn't see, like, in my opinion, good adaptation and good football. And I'm not trying to blame someone. I'm just expressing my feelings. I'm sorry. I have feelings. I'm human.
Well, someone has to be to blame,
Yeah. Well, sorry, man. I know Jake got in, so I'll shut up.
Yeah, let me welcome in my bro, Jake the Snake, back on the free for all. Jake, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Besides feeling like I got ran over by a reindeer and it backtracked and ran me over again.
No.
Jake got run over
I'm
by
still
a
here.
reindeer.
I thought I heard
he's
some
but,
bells, but
talking about this, that bells was in my head. That's what that sound was.
Ding dong. Go ahead, bro.
But regarding this football team and what I expect for it come Sunday, I'm with y'all guys. I don't know what to expect. I mean, honestly, what are the Vegas odds? Who's the referee's going to be this game? And flip a coin. I mean, basically, that's how you're going to pick who's going to win this football game.
Right.
I don't know what to expect with this football team. I really don't. And that's what I've been more angry about. Is I don't know what to expect with this football team. I know we got more wins than we had over the last few years. I get that. That is a positive. But it's so frustrating when you get your heart into it. We got a chance to make the playoffs and we're really into it. And then we lay a goose egg against the Saints. I'm sorry, all that wind that was going through the sails and shit, that went gone when we lost against the Saints, man. I truly believe that I just don't see us making it into the playoffs now. I just don't. It's too hard. We have to beat the Bucs twice. That, or we have to beat them once, beat the Seattle Seahawks, and then they have to lose a game. The Bucs have to lose.
Yeah.
That's just. I mean, I'd love to see it, but I don't expect it. I don't.
And then I don't know how many of y'all watch Thursday Night Football. Sam Darnold is such an anomaly because that dude will throw the most boneheaded interceptions, but then he'll make a clutch play when it matters the most. So, dude, it's really anyone's guess, and that's what's so frustrating to me. And that's why I keep on reiterating the point. I don't know who the Carolina Panthers are. Like, are we a run-first football team, or do we want to air it out? Because I believe no matter what side of the fence you're on, you're going to have evidence to support your argument. You brought up the money line. As of Tuesday night, at least, the Buccaneers are a 3-point favorite at home for us here in Carolina. So that lets you know what Vegas thinks about us. Now, that should give you some ease because anytime the Panthers have been the betting favorite, we lose the fucking game. And the more underdogs we are, I feel like the better chance we have to win this game. But I feel like so much of the relevant question is what team will show up? And Christian, you made that point, and you also made it on Twitter. I reposted your tweet. I feel like all of that is relevant. Like we keep on having this thought as a fan base to kind of pat ourselves on the back. Well, we're a building team. We're getting better. But you do make a ton of great points. We have a number 1 overall pick that we traded up to get. We have 2 first-round picks. And depending on who you talk to, those guys are either bust or they're world beaters or they still have potential to be something in the future. We have an offensive-minded head coach, and yet all I've heard this entire season is people question his play calling. Does he put us in the right scenarios and the right positions to win football games? By the way, Ben Johnson, in his first year as the Chicago Bears head coach, they're on the verge of winning the NFC North. they're in they could be one of the very best teams in the NFC. I believe they still have a chance to have the number 1 overall seed. Not saying that they will, but Caleb Williams looks good. He's not throwing interceptions. That offensive line is doing very good. I don't think that you're being unreasonable when you bring up why is this team not further along than it is right now. I don't think that's unfair.
I go ahead, then I'll make my statement.
Well, no, I'm saying that I don't think that it's unfair. And I think that there's a lot of relevant criticisms to go around. You all know I have not been a big fan of Bryce Young. I have no reason to hide my thoughts and true feelings from anyone. I do not see Bryce Young as the franchise-saving quarterback that the Carolina Panthers are in need of. And to be frank, and I think we've all kind of hinted at this before, I don't feel like there is a lot of chemistry between our head coach and our quarterback. I feel like Canales doesn't trust Bryce Young in a lot of key scenarios. I wanted to go back to this specifically, and I want to ask everyone on the panel, what did you make of Dame Canales' decision to not do a quarterback sneak with Bryce Young on 4th and 1? Is that obvious to you that you don't quarterback sneak with the 140-pound quarterback? Or do you think that's a cop-out answer? That Dave Canales just didn't trust
Why not run
Bryce?
a tush push?
What?
Why not run a tush push?
Why not? Y'all tell me, because I don't know. I feel like I've talked ad nauseum about this.
Y'all know why. Y'all know why. He told you why.
Tell me what. Tell me why.
190 pounds soaking wet, butt naked. I mean, come on, man.
I mean,
have y'all seen?
He's done it before.
Bryce has done the quarterback sneak in college and in the pros before.
That's the thing.
It boils down.
Well, if you let me finish. I've seen Bryce throw a 30-yard bomb before. I've seen him throw 10 yards before. He's just not that type of guy that you can consistently do that with. That's the thing. And then it was something was going on with the communication all through that little drive right there. Anyway, it was something funky that was going on. The way the line was lined up, like in some type of rugby style. It was all messed up. It wasn't going to work. Even Bryce was trying to do a tush push because the lineup was wrong. But I just don't think he's the type of guy that you run tush pushes with successfully. He's more scared of him getting him hurt than he is thinking that he's going to survive to get any type of push. I get it. This is what he has to deal with. That's one of the cards in his hands, and I understand it. But we know why. He said it. He's 190 pounds, y'all.
But is he right in saying it, Pop? Because
Yes.
we have seen him do a quarterback sneak on 4th and 1 before. It was against the Green Bay Packers, and they made it. But also, even if you don't trust Bryce in that moment, that's fine. Why not put Micah or
Now that's what I agree with.
Evan Mitchell?
There you go. Now that's a smarter decision. But you think about it. Even though I don't like Bryce, if Bryce breaks his little ankle, what you got? So it's just a risk factor at that point. One of them big 350 pounders land on him wrong, he out. Somebody pinky toe touches his ankle, he's broke. He's out for 2 games. Come on, yeah. Especially when you're winning. The
one thing I don't like, and I understand Canales. The reason why Canales didn't do it is because he don't like Bryce's height and weight. He's said it already. I think it's a bullshit answer, but it is what it is. I can't tell people to like something they don't really want to. I mean, really, I just in high school, I thought this one girl was hot. I couldn't take my eyes off of her. She thought I was dog shit. So that life goes on. That's just life goes on.
One man's trash is another man's treasure. Pickle.
One thing though that I'm going to call Canales out on, saying we're figuring this out, bullshit, motherfucker, bullshit. What? I mean, what? Your second year toward the end, what, 42, 32 games that you've lined up with Bryce Young? It ain't like you didn't know that before you got here, bro. Don't tell me you're figuring it out. If it takes you that long to figure that out, hang that shit up, dude. You're done. If it takes you 30, if it takes you a year, almost 2 full seasons, and you're still working on it, find somebody else work on it.
Is he the smallest starting quarterback the NFL has ever seen when you account for height and weight?
Yes, ever. Well,
Wait,
I mean,
hold on.
you can go really far. You got to go real far back.
Well, but like, wasn't Doug Flutie like 5'9" or some shit?
But wasn't he like over 200 though?
But Doug Flutie is like 215.
I'm gonna look it up.
So
no, that's
I mean,
a good question. That's a good question.
But with his frame, like his frame, he's slender. You know, he's not a 200-pound with width. Pause. He's slender. And I mean, how many times are we seeing Tua doing a quarterback sneak? Tua is short too.
Yeah.
I think he could have used somebody else, another personnel. But everybody deserves blame, though. Everybody deserves blame.
I understand not using him for that. I did when we drafted him. As much as people liked him, some people said, okay, you wouldn't do this. Some people would say he's small enough, maybe he can fit in a crack. Well, that's nice. We'll not imagine that part. But bottom line is, don't come on your post or don't come on your presser and tell me you're trying to figure this out when it's been 2 years and you ain't figured it out.
Yeah,
Bullshit,
you're in week 14.
Don't lie to my ass. Just tell me we don't know what the fuck we're doing. I'll accept that part. I believe that anyway. That's the fact of it. I don't believe anybody up there knows what the fuck they're doing. They flip a coin or they watch Madden and figure that shit out.
Well, I mean, maybe they do feel like they're still figuring it out. Maybe they don't feel like they're lying.
Well, you know
what I mean? But if they don't,
the Bears, and I don't think it's proper to compare the two. I'm gonna tell you why.
Why not?
Ben Johnson spent how many years as a offensive coordinator behind a really good head coach? Okay.
Yeah, he had way more experience as a play caller.
His defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen, is an experienced head coach, and he's had 30 years into the league. He's been 30 years as a coach in the NFL, right? Their offense or their running backs coach is Eric Bieniemy. We know who Eric Bieniemy is. We don't have to have that conversation. Yeah. So it ain't like that he ain't got people on his staff to lean on and talk with. Plus, the Chicago Bears set their rebuild up the right way. They actually fixed their offensive line.
Yeah, well, we helped with that, Pickle.
Receiver core before they got their quarterback.
We did. I'm about to say he definitely took over a roster better than ours. That's not even.
Yeah, I mean,
way better. I mean, he already had a good defense before he got there. I mean, and then we gave him 9 picks. Like, shit.
I'm just saying that I don't see how you can compare because let's be real. The Bears, Morgan has zero experience as a GM when he got here. Canales had zero experience as a head coach and 1 year experience at actually calling plays. His offensive coordinator called plays in high school for 2 weeks. Whoop-de-doo. Neither one of them had even been an offensive coordinator before they got to Tampa. Ejiro was a defensive coordinator before he got here 1 year. For 1 year. And I mean,
it
doesn't add up to the fact that we are so green as a staff, and we still are.
That's it,
I think a lot of the issues is Canales is figuring this out as he's going.
Yes, there you go. You got it.
And
I feel like there's also some things. Like there's also Well, let me just say this. Go ahead.
No, I'm probably gonna be the same thing as you. Just go ahead.
But I was gonna say, like, if you want to say that it's a problem of experience or lack of experience, that's fine. But some of the shit is just so fucking common sense that it makes my brain hurt. So, hey, I still think that even Bryce's little ass, even with a tush push, could have made a 4th and 1 on a quarterback sneak. Like they said, Tua does it, but fine, whatever. If you don't want to do a quarterback sneak with Bryce, don't do it. Put someone else under center. Put Mitchell Evans. You don't need 10 years of fucking experience as an offensive coordinator to do that.
Then, it's not hard.
On the other end of the ball, then after that failed 4th and 1, the Panthers play nothing but this baby shit soft off coverage, this zone coverage, and the Saints dice us the fuck up and march downfield just completely unattended. Why the fuck is that? You don't need to be an offense or a defensive coordinator for 10 years to know that you have to stop them at that pivotal moment in the game when your team decided to not kick a field goal and failed to pick up a fucking yard. That's why you go for it on a 4th and 1. You feel like your defense should be able to bail you out, and they didn't. That's why I'm done with Evero. Dude, and it's harder and harder to make excuses for Dame Canales at this point. Go ahead, Jenkins. I'm going to introduce someone.
I was just going to say, man, this team has been bipolar as fuck this year. It just has. I mean, our head coach is bipolar. Dave Canales has had some of the greatest games I've seen. There's at least 2 or 3 where he owned it. Great play calling. After the game, like, damn, that was a great game by Dave Canales. And then the rest of the games are just absolute dog shit, play calling wise, to where it looks like he's getting fucking high school play call. And matter of fact, I'm wrong on that because I've seen high school plays better than what he's called sometimes. But I'm just so frustrated with this team. I love this team, and we got 7 wins. It's more than what we had, but God, man, people keep saying, "Well, Dave Canales this is only his 2nd year," but the problem with it is we're this late in the season, and he's still making the same problems over and over and over again. Like that's just like you being in school and you get the same problem wrong multiple times, and the teacher explains to you how to get this problem right, and the next day you still get it wrong. Like at a certain point, you're going to have to correct those mistakes. I don't care what year you're in.
You're not wrong, Jake. I agree with you. I really do. It's because at some point, it's like people keep telling me, well, you go, okay, Canales signed a 6-year deal. So more than likely he's going to be here next year. What I'm hoping for is Ejiro's contract expires, like I said, February the 2nd. So roughly around that area. So Brian Flores isn't going to be available. There's other coaches, available. I really don't see why we don't. Here's what I expect. I expect them to go out and hire a defensive coordinator that has head coach experience himself. Now, I don't think that's a design to get rid of Canales as much as it is to help and to aid and be prepared. David Tepper gave Matt Rule a 7-year deal and fired him on his 3rd year. So, let's not pretend he won't do it again if he really feels that they've lost contact. Now, the players love Dave Canales. So, and he is the style of coach that Tepper wanted. So I could see them giving him a few more years and let him grow and learn. It's just the fan base, and I'm one of y'all. I'm done being patient, but I like it or not, I might have to be patient.
I mean, yeah, like I said, we're just fans. I mean, we're either along for the ride or we're not. We can talk about it till we're blue in the face, but I feel like, I don't know. I got a lot of thoughts. I will get them out. Let me welcome Anthony at the end of the show. Ant, what's up, dude?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing, man?
Chilling, brother. Talk to me, man. This fucking team, dude. What team isn't going to show up against Tampa Bay? Should Panther fans even get their hopes up on this team when they have just so thoroughly disappointed in big moments?
Listen, I've been listening to the conversation, and I actually love a lot of what you guys are saying, man. It's a lot of what I think too. This week, I mean, if we're just going off the the bipolarness of this team. I think we're going to come out and win this week. It's weird. I think every time the media slanders Dave Canales or slanders Bryce Young about like why Team X doesn't get the ball and why we're doing dumb shit, then next week it's like, oh, all these things happen again. So I think we're going to come out and win. I actually do. Tampa sucks, and like this division has sucked for years now, and like I want to come out and say, like, just kind of hop on this conversation. The way Jake put it is exactly where I'm at. Like, I get it. We've improved. We're starting to look like a competent team. It looks like the team has a bright future, but there's just so many missed opportunities this season from a coaching perspective and as a team that I just feel like we can't just keep using the excuse that these guys are young. Like, I hate saying it, guys, but like Ben Johnson, like I know Ben Johnson's a wizard, but like the Bears were 5-12 last year, and like we don't play in a division where we're like the NFC North, and like you got to capitalize on like beating the Saints, man, at least once. I think that was a missed opportunity. The slow start to the season, again, like starting out slow, could have beat that Cardinals team, man. They suck. So like there's a couple missed opportunities where I'm just like, if this team doesn't make like in the beginning of the year, I had this team going 8-9. But if they miss the playoffs and finish 8-9, with what we know, I still find it as a disappointment because there was opportunity created for us, right? Like it's like if you get offered a new job and you take that job, but you're not maximizing the opportunity that was given to you, well, like that's your fault, even if you thought you were never going to get that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of how I feel here is like this team could easily be 9-5. And like I just can't give the excuse of, well, Canales is in the second year, because like Jake said, there's too many times where we see an amazing, brilliant game plan for him, and then the next week we don't do anything close to what worked the previous week. And I'm not saying, because teams watch film and all that, but I'm not saying you're not really seeing the same concepts as the previous week. You're not seeing the same type of like run designs or when Bryce, it's like Bryce, he rips it one week and then we're back to throwing check downs the next week. So it's like, where'd all the confidence go in your quarterback? So for me, it's just like, it's too many. It missed me with the he's young shit. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that anymore. Like that's a soft excuse in my opinion. I know I'm going on long. As for Evero, yeah, he needed to go last year. I don't think he's going to be back. I think they'll bring in someone else. I think he was just kept because he didn't have a lot to work with last year, and like the defense has improved this year. They've kept us in a lot of games too at times. But the thing for me is like, man, we have no virtual pass rush. And if your coordinator can't like schematically get some guys that, get the quarterback. I know we had 5 sacks last week, but it's like Cody said, that soft ass baby shit off man coverage. Like I'm so sick of that, man. Like, and I see fans on Twitter. There was something about Steve Wilkes bringing him back. I'm like, I don't want Steve Wilkes back because like his defense is the same reason we lost to Tampa Bay 3 years ago, man. Like the soft off man baby shit coverage. And so like let's get a guy in here. Let's go back to a 4-3. Let's get a guy in here that's going to allow our cornerbacks to play aggressive. We can send some safety blitzes. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they said this next year's the leap year. Maybe Dan makes a move for a guy like maybe Max Crosby, who's disgruntled, or someone in that nature. But I'm done talking. But I'm on the same wavelength with a lot.
Well, I did want to ask a follow up though, real quick, Anthony, because you said you don't want to hear that he's young anymore. Specifically, were you talking about Bryce, or were you talking about Dave Canales being a young head coach and an inexperienced head coach?
I'm talking about Dave Canales. And listen, Bryce has been, I think Bryce Young has been, by, you look at his stats this year, he's on pace. He's probably going to end with like 25 touchdowns and like over 3,000 yards. Like statistically, he's going to have a good year. I think a lot of Bryce Young's up and down play is due to Canales, where I mean, we all watch the games. It's just like some games, it's like, why aren't we airing it out? Like when that second Falcons game, man, I bet everyone after that game was like, damn, this is going to instill like confidence in this passing attack. Like we're going to be able to start pushing the ball downfield, more crossing routes, like skinny post, stuff like that. And then it's like the next week on Monday Night Football, we're like scared of the bright lights and we're just throwing screens and curl routes. And, so I think that inconsistency is something I can't figure out with Canales, of like why he goes away from stuff you're supposed to build on as a coach. And then I'll add this, Cody. The second thing is, man, like I hate getting swept in the division. Like
Same.
Matt Rule never got swept by the Saints, man. Like that's just embarrassing to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Like
it
the
is.
Saints are ass this year. The Saints are not a good football team this year. Even if Shucks come onto the scene, like they've been pretty bad this year. So that's kind of my whole diagnostic of it. I'm sorry I took up a lot of time.
No, you're good. Pop, I want to let you in on this too. Like there has been this idea that if Bryce goes to another football team, well, then he's going to start the ball out. And the insinuation there is that you're going to get a better head coach that's going to more efficiently utilize Bryce and the strengths that he has. Is that a legitimate criticism? Like how much of that inconsistency on offense falls on the coach versus falling on the quarterback, first overall pick, who's in his third year?
Well, I don't care if Bryce goes somewhere and balls out. I mean, because if you didn't do it here, then it doesn't matter to me. So I mean, if you go somewhere else and do it, round of applause for you. You found the light bulb finally came on. But unfortunately, I don't have a crystal ball to see if that's going to be true or not.
Yeah.
As far as I probably was. Me and Twan used to argue about this all the time, and I put that statement out there that I don't believe Canales trusts Bryce.
Same.
But that, and I still feel that way. I feel like the oil and water, they just really don't mix. He just has to put up with them because what else can he do? You know, I I noticed a pattern with Canales. If Bryce doesn't handle the simple plays, the easy ones, Canales starts calling bad plays.
Hmm.
It's a pattern. If you go back and look, it happens every single time.
So it's like a snowball effect.
Right, he turns into a turtle. That's why I call him Canales the turtle. If you can't execute the small plays, it's the plays to get you going. That the quick out, the dump off here. If you're throwing it over people's hands or balls start going in the dirt, he gets in his head and starts to overthink, and that's why the excuse that he is young is true. He is young. He was only a coordinator for a little bit of time. Everybody is mustard, and he's got to be catch up. He needs the time. He hasn't seen everything yet. Um, while these other guys have been out here actually calling plays and drawing up things. So, and that's exactly why he hasn't given up his playbook yet. Um,
Yeah.
and I knew this was going to be growing pains. And everybody else should have known that as well. I knew it was going to be growing pains with him because this is a very young team. They're not ready for the big lights yet. I do not think we're
Well,
going to the playoffs.
Pop, I do want to say something though. If Canales ever gives up the play calling responsibilities, bro, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Why did you go out and hire this guy who's the offensive minded head coach to be the guy calling plays to your offense? And then he
hmm
just gives it up the moment that shit gets hard.
Yeah.
Like
What he
that's
hasn't
so
he has
dumb to
he
me.
hasn't he hasn't given it up because the guy
He's
hasn't
not
called a
Right.
single.
I'm
going to.
saying if
Hasn't,
he will.
but
I'm saying if he
but
does.
but a lot of coaches do. It's not that. It's not just you know not just here or but they're trying to develop coaches while going along, while moving along, bringing them along. That's your protege. You know,
But
that's how you got your.
the successful ones aren't giving up play calling.
Not all of them, but I mean, hey, you know, doesn't mean that Canales is going to. I think he just has him underneath his study, in case, or if he wants to, or if he master it to a point, or if he surpasses him. It might be. I would, me personally, and shout out to two fans in the stand, Tony over there. I think um, uh, is it should be in the box. Get him a better view. Sit him up there so he can look down.
Well, he's the head coach. That's not gonna happen.
I think Brad Idris should be fired.
I also think like
Hey, Pop, you're breaking up real bad.
You're breaking
up. Yeah, you're breaking up real bad, Pop. Wait until you're in the better area.
Let me say this. To add on, Cody.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I think I need to be more specific when my thing is like he talks about the bright lights, and there's two things to this, right? I do kind of see it, right? Like versus the 49ers, we shrivel up. And then like versus the Rams the next week when we're back to, floating under the radar, we kind of let it rip a little more. And for me, it's like, man, how and this is how I know it's kind of true. Last year, he had full confidence in Bryce Young coming back from the benching. And I truly feel like that's because we had nothing to lose. So I do agree. I don't think he trusts Bryce Young fully. Like this past week, it's like Bryce Young looked like he came out and he was on his game. And what the coach should have done is let him take more shots, let him push the ball down the field more, knowing that's the type of player he saw. But I think Canales in a must-win game was playing not to win, playing not to lose, whatever he's saying. Yeah, like he was just trying to get out of there, squeak out a win, not make it pretty. And that's where I'm like, man, to Pop's point, if we're going to sit here and we have to deal with this another season to where our coach doesn't trust Bryce Young fully, well, to me, that signals either one of them has got to go in the near future because we have to develop this young wide receiver core, man. Like, there's been a lot of negative talk around Tedero and McMillan these past couple of weeks. And I said it to Cody off air on a phone call. Like, I don't think you're going to get the best version of some of these receivers if your quarterback and head coach aren't on the same page and aren't willing to let the ball rip. Like, you're just not going to fully kind of get a good feeling after this year about where certain players stand if we're all shriveled up into a turtle shell, like Pop was saying.
Yeah. Hey, real quick before I get away from it, we have to bring this up. Shout out to Panther Guys. He says the NFL is rigged as hell. Boys, what do y'all make of this fucking retroactive call that the NFL made on the Tedero McMillan catch, where in the game, the catch to Tet was called incomplete. But then later the NFL is like, nah, our bad. It was actually a completion. Like, what? Why even put that out there?
Hey, real quick, don't forget, on the fucking live broadcast, their fucking referee in New York chimed in. What's that guy's name? That old guy.
Yeah, Mike Pereira.
Mike Pereira chimed in saying he agreed with the no catch call.
Yeah, and by the way, even looking at the replay, it did look like the ball did hit the ground. Like, I didn't really even think that it was.
But he palmed it.
Yeah, he palmed it. The top of his. I thought it was a catch too because
his hand was underneath it.
Yeah, his hand was underneath the ball initially. Came off the ball and it had his top hand on top of the football.
Yes.
As long as he has that, ball never moved. Correct. The ball never fucking moved. It don't matter if it did touch the ground. It's allowed to touch the ground as long as the ball don't move. It never moved. It never moved the whole entire time. I thought it was a catch initially when I first saw it.
Bryce has got to, in my opinion, I know it's a tough situation. I think it was a catch, but Bryce has got to throw a better ball there too. Like, there's no reason for T-Mac that open. He's got to dive to the ground to get that pass.
See, look, Anthony, I don't disagreeing. You sound like how I've sounded all fucking year. Like I felt like a bunch of passes that would have been meant for T-Mac were dropped because Bryce didn't put the ball in the right spot. But dude, something changed in this game. I feel like, bro, T-Mac has to catch those balls. Like, if you want to say they should have been in a better spot, fine. But it's also not like they were wildly off the mark either. And again, we drafted T-Mac to be our number one. Granted, I know he's a rookie. He needs time, yada, yada, all the bullshit. Got it. Understand. But it's like, well, damn, if Bryce does give you a somewhat catchable ball, you have to make the play. And then now the NFL is saying that they did, or that it should have been a catch. But I don't know, man. Like, to me, the whole thing is like, why even come out and say something retroactively? It's just going to make the NFL look more shady. Like, your NFL referees can't be trusted in real time, which they
didn't come out and announce it.
Right.
It was leaked by Pro Football Talk.
Yeah.
That's who leaked it. It was a private conversation or an email between Canales and the NFL office. It was not.
Oh, that makes it even better.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you watch, like, I know we probably all have multiple games going on Sunday. My whole thing with the referees is just like the bullshit inconsistency from like game to game. Like, in one game that will be called a catch, and then our game it's just not. It's just that's my only gripe with it. It's just like the inconsistency that they show with these calls.
Are y'all seeing how these referees are acting in play calling? I mean, like when it comes to a flag or a first down, like I didn't watch the game last night. I watched the video on X. It literally showed two referees signaling a first down. It looked like they was damn near doing a dance when they signaled the first down. Like, what is going on in this league now?
The refs are so bad, dude. They're so bad, and they're not getting any better. Mm-hmm. And I want to welcome someone in here. We got Callie Blue on the free for all. Callie, what's up, dude?
How you doing? How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Welcome to the free for all, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm all the way out here in California, just like the name says. I've been following you for a long time. Long time, as you know. Shit, I don't know, probably 12 years or so now.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Man, tell me about this Panthers team right now. How are you feeling? And just in general, I mean, I know you've been following the conversation. I see you in the chat. What'd you want to add to the convo, bro?
You asked me how I'm feeling. I said, shit, since I've been a Panther fan, I've been feeling with my heart. But this year, I'm feeling with my hands, trying to see who is who, and whatnot. In regards to I want to touch on the base about Canales, and I want to give him, I want to give him a lot of props. It's not easy being a coach, but I don't think we have a lot of folks out there. But I wanted to touch on to who he is and what I think he's got. I think Canales has some type of entanglement going on. I don't know if he wants to be the player's coach or the owner's coach or somebody else's coach. But in his defense, this guy's been around football for a very long time in the NFL. With winning teams, been with Seattle for a very long time. Before that, I'm from Cali, so I know about the high schools. He's a football guy. So this is his second year in the NFL as coaching as head coach, correct?
Yeah.
But last year it was a little bit different. He still had a lot of people in his pockets. I think I put there that this is really like his first year where he's got the full reins, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I want to touch on the day, like you asked me how I'm feeling about this Panther team. I feel like football has changed. I think Canales is, with these kids, the way that they play, it's kind of hard to get them really pumped up. You see it, how they act on the field, how they act off the field, which is really seen a lot more as it used to be back in, in my day. I'm pushing 49 years old here now. So I think Canales has some type of entanglement with these players in regards to Bryce, him calling the plays. I think that is the best play for him to be here. That's why he was picked. That's one of the reasons why he was brought here to, school Bryce on the quarterback position. And to Canales' defense as well. He's coached some players out there who are doing very well and taking their teams to heights that where we want to be right now. That's Sam. That's not Darnold, but Baker. And there's been some Seattle coaches, some Seattle players over there where he's helped out a lot as well. I think he's our guy. We're going to have to wait. He's already signed. In regards to Bryce, I think Bryce has elevated his game. I think we're just going to have to wait it out. What I would like to see the Panthers get is some of these old school players. We see a lot of podcasts nowadays. Thomas Davis and everybody speaking on the side. We got Luke up in the box.
Yeah.
I think what we need some hard heads there on the sides, because I traveled a game. I'll be at the game again this Sunday. I've been to 6 games this year, and the Arizona one really left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, that was tough. I drove there. I got a speeding ticket first time in my life. I went driving there and I got one.
Damn.
But in regards to Bryce, man, I think we need somebody down there in these kids' ears. There's just not that fire that I see out there.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I mean, on the whole bench, from the people who are giving the water. I mean, when we start winning, they're pumped up, but I don't see that fire that Derek Brown kind of possesses a little bit.
Callie, do you remember before we played the Saints the first time, after the game was over, all the players were in the locker room and they were like,
I was there.
Man, there was no fire in practice. Like, we walked into this feeling like, like we were entitled to win. Like, the vibes were off with this team going into that game. And to me, not only is that unacceptable on 2 different fronts. One, I feel like you need to have leaders on the team, your captains, that have a thermometer that measure the temperature of the football team and can elevate the level of everyone's play and say, look, boys, this shit is not enough. We demand more of this football team in moments like this. But then on the second front, it is Dame Canales. And I know this is a young coach. It's only his second year. But as the leader of the team, it is first and foremost your job to make sure that this team is prepared in all moments. That game was egregious, but also this past game against the Saints, they had 2 weeks to prepare. And they just shit the bed thoroughly. And that's unacceptable to me.
Yeah. And to our defensive coach guy, I see him lighting a fire in those kids' ass.
Ejiro Evero?
I see him. Yeah, I watch. I'm sitting there looking at him. He's real quiet when he gets to it, but I see him pull to the side and pull some players to the side and in their ear. They seem to have a little bit more chip on their shoulder than our offense does, in my opinion. Luckily we got some talented guys like T-Mac out there, and our other receivers and our backs. I think also Canales' issues is having that entanglement with who's going to be our running back. Are we going to run the ball? He's trying to split the ball too much with them, and he can't navigate to switch up when something's not working. I come from the school of hard nose, when our guys are just running, from the He Hate Me days and, and all our running backs and Hoover and all those guys, and I don't see that fire in them. And I think Canales needs to be more of a dad and not the friendly dad coach. And to me, I see that's where his issue. Him and Bryce Young are damn near the same, if you ask me. They're kind of introverts, and I don't know who's taking the reign on that. Because Bryce is a really smart kid, so is Canales and whatnot. But I'd like to be a fly on the wall and see how when Canales is getting pissed off.
He
I
does
don't think when he first did what he did with Bryce, he sat his ass on the bench. Now, but what do you do when you can't put him on the bench? How do you light that fire? So, realistically, we should have a few more wins under our belt. Unfortunately, we don't, and people will probably be talking a whole different, talking differently about our team. But here we are now, and we're still just a 500 team. So we are getting better. We're elevating, and I don't want to take too much of your time, but I feel like the glass is half full. I think we're getting there. We just need a couple more pieces and coaches. If any, I'm not getting rid of Bryce. I'm not getting rid of Canales as well, but I do think he needs some other support I'd love to have Wilkes back, maybe on his side, team up with him.
I
I think
co-sign. I
Wilkes was.
co-sign on that.
I think Wilkes was a team guy, and I think he proved it when he was here. I think we need a mixture of fire and ice. And right now, we got a bunch of nice guys out there trying to show these kids what to do, and these kids don't get motivated. And it's kind of bothersome, us as Panther fans and all these people like Cat, Meow, and shit like that. I fought very hard for my team way out here for years since the beginning, and I just think we need more fire out there to get these kids moving, because it's a new age out there.
Yeah.
You know, these kids getting all this money that they don't get, and they're like, "Damn it! Okay, well, fuck it. If I don't make it this year, I already got my 10 million. I'm good." You know,
I don't like that complacency.
But I think Dan Morgan is doing a great job. I think he's got some really good talent. I don't think our talent is the issue. Of course, we need more pace. We need more players. But I think he's doing really good. And this is actually like the first year where I'm really looking at these guys, where they have a reign, where Mr. Tepper has stepped back and let these guys do what they do. So
yeah, Pop, I'm
I think we're going to beat these Bucks. I think we got these Bucks Sunday. I really do.
I mean, go ahead, Pop, and then I'm gonna.
I agree. I agree with a lot of things he said. Not everything, but I agree with with a lot of things he said. I mean, I respect his opinion. I feel like you're exactly right, because that's what we're missing. And I mean, trust me, I would love a Luke Kuechly to be our linebacker coach. I would love Thomas Davis to be on the staff. I mean, you know, that Carolina True Blood is not in the building. You know, it's a whole new regime, just another. But they're missing, and you're right. You almost have to have somebody in there to be their daddy. And that's a great. You need, and that's why I want Steve Wilkes. I understand he may not be the best play caller.
He's not, but he made a lot of big mistakes out there with the defense. With that somebody had mentioned about the four. I'm sorry to cut you off, buddy, but somebody mentioned about how we used to play our defense with the 4-3 and whatnot. I'm all for that. I like that. I want my guys to get up there and play hard. And if you beat us over top, you beat us over top. But somebody like Steve Wilkes, it's more the game now is to get in these kids' head to play. Right. Look at the great teams that are playing right now. The ballers out there.
Leader of men.
The leading team. These kids are out there, got fire in their
ass. But guys, two things. But let me jump in here though. Do y'all really think Steve Wilkes even wants to come back here?
He's not coming back here. He's not
coming back. After that dude felt like I'm using him as an example. He felt
made
like
a statement.
He was supposed to be. That dude felt like he was supposed to be the head coach of the Carolina Panthers, and then the organization decided to move on from him. Like, how many times?
Tepper's got the money to say sorry.
But how many times is it going to spin the wheel for him to come back here to do the same defensive coordinator thing? And then if the coach ends up fucking up, then he gets fired. Then Wilkes is the interim. And then it's like we just keep on spinning the wheels, man. Another thing, and I feel like this is what Anthony was alluding to earlier, and then I'm going to go to Christian. I feel like the same problem that we're talking about with Evero. Like, are we pretending like Steve Wilkes didn't also have that same problem, just in a 4-3 defense instead of a 3-4? Like, he also played that off-zone coverage that we ran back in 2015.
Right, but to the defense of why I bring Wilkes up only in regards to motivating kids. He was a great motivator.
Yeah,
like he got these kids behind him. They rallied behind him, and these kids were hitting. I was at those games, and those kids were out there fired up. Now, if they were wrong, they didn't have the talent. They didn't get the scheme right and setting them up. But he was firing those kids up, and I think that's what he's done. I also went to San Francisco those years, and I like to watch the players out there, how much they are pumped up about this game, and it's all that's how you win. That's the mojo. You know,
but Cody, think about this. You bring Steve Wilkes, because I'm gonna make it short. You bring Steve Wilkes back in here with a Dan Morgan, two defensive minded type of guys. Now I understand. Yes, he might have played a little bit of soft coverage back in the day. I understand that too. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, old dogs can learn new tricks. And as much as he's had turnover in so many places Which I've already seen a statement him saying that he would always come back to Carolina if given opportunity. I don't know if he meant as a head coach or a defensive coordinator, but having a job and no job is better than nothing. But just think about what him and Dan Moore can do and how they can align and build that defense. It could be crazy.
Okay. Christian, go ahead,
Okay.
bro.
I just, as a Panthers fan from day one, man, fellow Panthers fans, please, we got to stop talking about Steve Wilks. I am so tired of hearing about Steve fucking Wilks. And I'll tell you why. Because I wanted him to be the interim head coach. I was vouching for him on Facebook back in that day. I wanted Matt Rule gone and Steve Wilks put in place, but everyone seems to forget that he did the same thing when it came to had a good game and then laid an egg, had a good game and laid an egg. And I just don't understand. Like, okay, I think you guys are all going on like how who was it? Luke Kuechly and some other old players used to say like, yeah, the players really want to play for him. Okay, because they had Matt Rule as an alternative. And what has he done since then? I'm okay if they hire him. I'd welcome him with open arms if the organization decides they should hire him. But my issue is that a lot of Panthers fans then go to their socials and on these podcasts and they complain if we don't hire him. They use him as the reverse scapegoat of like, this is what we should have done. And we were not a serious team. If we don't rehire Steve Wilks, he's available. That's all I ask, man, because I've heard it since he was not hired as the head coach as a reverse scapegoat. And everyone, like I said, I remember those games. I watched them.
Well, people always look for someone to point a finger at, and I only brought him up because I don't bring his name up. Actually, he was brought up early.
It's not just any one individual. It's everyone. I'm also speaking to all the people on Twitter that I talk about it all the time, and it's just like, dude, I'm sorry, it's December 19th, 2025, and we're wanting Wilks back.
Hold on, when did he lay? Hold on,
fire that he brought.
I want his leadership in the building.
I want the leadership from him, and if it's not him, that's because I don't know who else to talk about. He was the last one here that I saw bring fire, and I see Canales just being this guy where I'm just not sure who he is. I know he's smart. I know he's very intelligent in football, but him as a head coach, the jury's still out on that. But I see him just being too damn nice all the time.
I'll agree with you guys on that front. I mean, like, we need someone who's outwardly passionate, and Ejiro Evero is not that guy. He might be a little bit kind of like just inside certain rooms but dude, like, I want a guy who's out there that's gonna be like, I don't know, like you can almost you need to hold him back because he's about to tackle someone.
I just don't want to go back to the zone.
How about
coverage.
Brian Flores?
I mean, I don't really know enough.
He does not run a 4-3 defense.
I mean, I really don't know a lot about. Listen, I want to about my opinion, and I'm gonna let Pickle and Jake go on. Steve Wilks, my opinion. I don't think that continuing to do the same thing over and over is anything else than insanity. I'm not saying that Steve Wilks is not a good coach. Fuck, I thought that he should have had the opportunity to be the head coach.
Absolutely
after that year
agree.
that he was the interim. I was pounding the table for Wilks to be the head coach, and I felt like he earned the opportunity to do so. But we didn't go in that direction. And while I would like the ability to go back to a 4-3 defense, I don't like that off-zone coverage that we tend to play a lot. And I don't think that J.C. Horn would benefit in that type of system. I want to go to a defense that looks more like what Seattle was running when they won their Super Bowl. Single high safety, man coverage, 4-3 defense, vicious pass rush. That's what I would like to move towards. And I think that Canales could get someone like that. Who? I don't know. But I think that it's possible. Let me get Jake and Pickle in. Go ahead, Jake.
I don't think we're going to go back to the 4-3 as much as a lot of us want. I want to go back to the 4-3, but I think if Evero goes down the road, we're still going to have a 3-4 system in place, regardless of who we hire. The whole Steve Wilks scenario, I don't think he would. I mean, I'm pretty sure he would take the job and come back, but I don't think David Tepper is going to allow that to happen. I do think there is a rift in there. I don't think David Tepper likes Steve Wilks or after that. I mean, I think he just wanted them gone, basically. And I don't know, man. I just like I said, if regardless of who our defensive coordinator is going to be next year, I still think we're going to run a 3-4. I don't think we're going to go back to the 4-3.
And real quick, maybe the issue isn't the 3-4. Maybe it's just the lack of attacking on Ejiro's scheme. The basically like the bend but don't break. Sometimes you got to go in and start breaking shit.
Y'all,
Yep.
I brought this up on my podcast. I'm gonna bring it up here. Y'all understand that shoot, the Eagles defensive coordinator Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio his defense is run by Evero and the guy in Denver. And it's the same defense. The difference is Vic Fangio and the guy in Denver run it with a lot less zone concepts than Evero does. And Evero don't blitz a lot, and he uses a lot more zone concepts than anyone else uses, than the other two uses. So that being said, this same defense works good for the Eagles in Denver. Denver leads the league right now in sacks by a wide margin. So I don't think it's the scheme, and I'm a big 4-3 guy, y'all. But I mean, Gus Bradley is the assistant head coach with the 49ers. Could we persuade him to come down here and be a defensive coordinator? He was the one who built the Legion of Boom. He was a defensive coordinator when the Legion of Boom was created.
I just know if it's 3rd and 5 and our cornerbacks are 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, it's a bad recipe.
Yeah, they're getting the first down.
Yeah.
That's an easy first down for them.
I don't feel like our coaches. I think we got to give them another year. I really do. I think our coaches need a coach.
Well,
like Bill Belichick. The Saints are talking to Bill Belichick. Maybe Tepper pay some money to his ass to help out Canales or something.
Well, Evero, our defensive coordinator, Ejiro Evero, contract expires February the 2nd, and it would be ignorant. I'm not offending anyone.
They ain't getting rid of him.
It would be ignorant to re-sign him. It just would, and I'll just say it plainly. To me, it would be ignorant. The guy's barely. He ain't put a good enough defense out there to earn the paycheck he gets, much less get another one. And just the way I feel. I wouldn't. There's other defensive coordinators or possible coordinators out there that you could get. I believe that. I don't believe that you have to stick with Evero. I think you could get a better defensive coordinator. Whether he runs a 3-4,
you feel like they're going to do that? Who's going to make that call, Morgan? Who's going to swap him out? Dan Morgan. Who's going to make that?
You
Is
don't
that
have
more
to
like a
swap him out.
Canales call?
You don't have to swap him out. Evero's contract expires, and he can just walk away and do whatever he wants somewhere else.
Yeah, I realize that.
But he's saying that like would it be Evero choosing to want to go somewhere else, or would it be the Panthers as an organization wanting to move on from Evero? And if so, who would that decision be coming from? Dave Canales or Dan Morgan?
I would expect it's Dan Morgan. It would likely be I could realistically see them just kind of doing those. We've decided to part ways, or one of them scenarios where the Panthers offer him a contract, but it's so exactly they lowball him so much they know he's going to say no and go elsewhere. And that's their part. They can say, well, we tried. And and then they don't have to say anything. They can just say, well, his contract expires and we moved in a different direction.
Well, I don't want them to handle business like that. If they don't want them, don't sign them. You know what I mean?
My point is they don't have to tell you why.
But I also, know that Evero has definitely taken the time to want to leave too, as well. So I don't want a coach that doesn't want to be here either, even though he's under contract.
He's asked to be out of his contract twice.
I'll say
I don't know any defensive coordinators off the top of my head that I can say. I think Evero did a good job this year. Um, but he's also had some bad games. Everybody deserves their fair share of blame.
I'll say,
Well,
Evero's not my
he's
guy.
missing some huge play. He's missing some
I,
huge pieces on the B side of the
yeah,
ball.
there's some things that,
Some
but
Man,
you,
I
I'm
mean,
you
he's
just
been here
tired
3
of
years.
running. I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired of running
He's
this
been here
back
3 years.
and
How many
pretending like we're gonna
years
get
we
some
can
more
say that?
pieces. Yeah, like the idea that we're only a couple more pieces away. Well, damn, we've heard that for 3 years now. It's like I understand
well,
that we need
your
some
rebuild
more.
started 3 years ago, pretty much when
Yeah,
you got
I
Bryce.
know. Let me go to Chris.
When you got rid of your best edge rusher, when you got rid of, I mean,
Yeah,
that's what
He
happened.
got rid of Mr. Burns.
let me go to Christian and then I'm gonna introduce someone in the show.
hey, real quick, I'll say this. Look, Evero has definitely improved this defense from last year. I mean, I commend him for that. I want him to be on his team so bad, but come on. I mean, come on, dude. I think the proof is in the pudding, and you guys are right. He doesn't have like an elite pass rusher. There's a couple things missing. You know, there's not depth at inside linebacker, but I think at least I could say for myself, I would feel comfortable letting him go because he just doesn't have that scheme, that attack. And to bring up a guy who they might be interested in, and I can't take credit for this. This was a guy, C3 guy. I don't know his name right now. He's got the mustache. He wears the hat all the time. He comes on late usually, but fuck, I can't remember his name. Kyle, yeah. He thought that Chris Richard would be a good fit because he has a history with Canales, I think, with Dane Morgan as well.
Of the
Was he with
Seahawks.
Seattle?
I think he was. I don't know where he's
Seattle.
at now. But here's the next thing. I don't think anyone's ready to have a conversation about. As much as I don't like it, I think we need to improve on defense, dude. Defense has been better than offense, if you ask me. Aside from our
That's a fact.
Agreed.
aside
a
from
fact.
our
No, I
Fully
agree.
agree with that.
Like when the
That's why I don't have a
Panthers
problem with Evero.
when the Panthers have been good this year, the defense have been the best part. But to me, it's all about situational football. And when you need to depend on the Panthers to get a stop, when your offense isn't doing enough, I feel like there have been a lot of moments where this defense has just left a lot wanting this year. All right, let me welcome someone in. We got Al the Sailor back on the show. What's up, Al?
What's up, Cody? What's good with you, brother?
Chilling, bro. Do we need to move on from Ejiro Evero?
Yeah, definitely. I just feel like this bend and break defense. I don't even understand what that means. Bend and don't break. So you just want to give them 3 points every time, but you're breaking at the goal line. You're playing 10 yards off when you got 10 yards to go for a touchdown. Like what? I don't know. I don't understand that. And then like you can help out the pass rushers by jamming somebody at their line. You know, jam some people at the line sometimes. If you're supposed to have a top 5 cornerback in J.C. Horn, let him make his money, you know? And then the pass rush is going to get there. I mean, it's not like the pass rush is trash. I mean, Scoring's not trash. He has a couple sacks this year.
The pass rush trash.
Huh?
We're one of the bottom ranked teams in terms of getting to the quarterback.
Yeah, the pass rush is trash.
But Scoring's not bad, bro. He's a rookie.
It doesn't matter. The pass rush is trash. It's trash, bro.
Well, I feel like the offense is making that is putting them on the field
running around.
longer
They're running
than they
around.
should be.
Oh man, I don't know about all that, bro.
But also, let me ask y'all this. Hold on, Al. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Whose decision was it to drop Derek Brown back into coverage? Like, when did you drop a defensive tackle back into coverage? See,
that would be the
I mean, honestly,
that is the dumbest shit ever. Go ahead, Jake.
I was just gonna say he probably like getting dropped back in coverage. It's better than being held all game long without a fucking flag being thrown. I mean,
I mean that's just so dumb.
I mean, the dude was getting bear hugged. Like how many? Like seriously, and I know people's out there. Oh, you're gonna blame the referees again. Well, yeah, I'm gonna blame the referees because the man is getting bear hugged all game damn long, and he's only getting one flag, maybe if he's lucky, the whole game.
You're absolutely right, Jake, and I know we're gonna get back to that, but because you brought it up, I feel a little more safer for saying it. We're the Carolina Panthers. We always get screwed by the referees. It's been happening as long as I remember. That same Tetaroa pass, they send a letter to apologize. But let me just go down memory lane. Don't y'all remember just last year when Thielen caught that ball? and they said, "Oh, it wasn't a catch because they didn't
Yeah,
have enough
at
cameras."
the end.
This is a multi-billion-dollar
Yeah.
company, but we the one game that you don't have enough cameras that and referees who's blind as bats, but they can see everything else they ain't supposed to
I'm
or
not
can't
being
recognize. It's
I'm,
funny
I'm
how
not
that
being
works.
Hey, and you know
I'm
what
not being
else?
disagreeing, but I don't think that wasn't a catch, bro. He didn't control the ball. He has to catch that
They've already
ball.
confirmed it, so
It was
you
Yeah,
there's
No,
the
no,
nothing
no.
there's
NFL
nothing for
He
you
has
to
already
to
think.
catch the
confirmed it
ball,
out. The
Down
bro.
the catch
NFL
all day.
already confirmed
He
it.
has to catch the ball, bro. But he
I
has to
mean, I
make it
They're,
very
agree.
convincing, dude.
Al, both of those things can be true. I do believe that T Mac needs to be more sure-handed. I've been
absolutely.
saying this, but
Definitely, bro.
the
He will.
NFL needs to not fuck up in those moments and then like come back and say, "Oh, well, we fucked up." Turns out that should have been a catch. No, that's dumb. Are we gonna pretend?
Yeah,
Are
they
we
shouldn't
gonna
say that.
pretend like earlier this year there wasn't a whole ass NBA gambling scandal? Like, do y'all really think that that couldn't rear its ugly head in the NFL, especially when these coaches are not full-time coaches? Like, that's only a matter of time until you
See,
get a story
the
Be
like
thing I
that,
don't,
bro.
referees.
Referees.
the
Hey,
thing I
not to
don't like
mention,
about Evero, the thing I don't like about Evero, look, so they had what 70 yards ago. They had to drive the ball down 70 yards, bro. You're playing 10 yards off every play, bro. You can't bring one extra defender, one extra blitzer to try to make a fucking, you know what I'm saying? Make them think
Nah, he's
about
that
something.
fucking ignorant.
God
Ivero's that
damn,
ignorant.
bro. It's
I'll
I'm
say it
fucking
just
like
not a
stupid.
fan. I'm not a
I mean,
fan
you
of
know.
dude.
I'm not a fan, bro.
Listen,
I can't see this.
even if he's
I
okay,
think
it's just not working. Go ahead, Pickle.
I think, and I've heard people say this about offense. I'll say this about defense. I think we have a lot of talent on this defense,
We
and I
do.
think we could be elite. Not now. I want to be fair. Now let me speak. Not every position is secure and good, but I'm just saying, based from one end to the other, there's a lot of talent on this defense. The problem is the guy in charge is an idiot, and he don't know what the fuck he's doing. And I could sit down myself and say we can fit a 4-3 because we almost play that now where we run so much of the 4-2-5. We don't. I mean, people want to complain why Derek Brown III isn't getting a lot of snaps. Well, that's because he's strictly a nose tackle. Other until last week, he was strictly a nose tackle in a 3-4 set. But we never run the 3-4 set that much. So we're almost a 4-3 defense in itself. But
Pickle,
Evero's still an idiot because he don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Pickle. So you're talking about Vic Fangio and Evero, right? You know who Vic Fangio was groomed under?
Yes.
The fucking Jim Johnson from fucking
Yes,
Philly.
I
And them
do.
motherfuckers brought blitzes out of different spots that
Right.
could make that defense look better
Right.
than it was.
Yes.
And
yes.
so if for you just to sit back and say, "Oh no, we're just gonna sit here, let them get 10 yards a clip every
Right.
time." Come on, that's stupid, bro. What are you
Let,
doing?
let me ask
So he
you
didn't
something,
listen to
Al.
nothing that he listened. He didn't listen to nothing that he was supposed to be taught. The fuck,
Right.
and
Let
Vic
me ask
Fangio
you this:
doesn't do that.
if Jim Jones could
Jim
come out
Johnson.
of the grave and stand right next to Evero when he's calling plays, what do you think he'd do?
Yeah, smack
I
him on his
think
fucking
you would.
head and be like,
You
"Yo,
smack him up beside that head and say, "I taught you better than this."
how to
You know,
better
that's
this."
exactly. And y'all can make whatever want you want to talk, but that's exactly what I feel he'd do. Because, and Vic Fangio beats the bejesus out of Evero every time he sees him. And it's a fact. Evero's tried to take what he learned there and what he learned other places and put it all together in his own little kinky thing. And it
He
ain't working.
wasn't paying
And
attention.
he
He
wants to
wasn't paying
be.
Well,
attention.
Canales
I
must
have no
believe in his
problem with
defense.
Evero as
Canales
a
must
person.
believe in his defense because why are we going for it on 4th and 1 all of a sudden, all the time now, putting it on his time? So they got to have
I
a lot
tell
of
you
trust
why.
in their
I tell
defense.
you exactly why. Because because Canales has an analytics guy talking in his ear through the entire game, and they tell him when the best time to go and when not to. It's technically still his job to decide that, but it's. Then I was explaining this. An analytics guy sits in his ear and says, but Brandon Tillis was on XM radio last week, and Brandon Tillis explained this to a guy to Rich Gannon. Rich Gannon asked him that, and he said Canales at the analytics guy, and the analytics guy will say, if you go for it on fourth down, you have a 70% chance of making it. But it's your decision. Yeah, that's exactly what he says. You have a 70% chance of making it.
What?
It's just,
I mean, he's
When
not
you're in
lying.
the money range, I just
me.
don't. I
To
guess
me,
I'm
it's
old school, man. I
stupid,
want the
but-
money.
Yeah,
Give me the
no,
money
look,
if we're
I
close
agree
enough
with
to
you.
get the
I
field
agree
goal.
with you.
And
Like,
which motivates. Money motivates everything, and points
Right,
motivate everything.
I agree. That's what I said. I'm not trying to be disrespectful for Evero. I gained a lot of respect for him this year. But if I'm looking at the overall balance of things, he makes $4 million a year, and he makes more than most head coaches in the league. That's fact. But the problem is, do you think Evero is going to take a pay cut? No. So if somebody wants to keep Evero here longer, you're going to have to give him at least the same thing he's making now. I'm not giving. I don't have to give him a damn thing, and I'll David Tepper's money. But if I'm David Tepper, I ain't paying that
But
man.
let me ask you all this. How much
And
of
I
it?
don't- I mean,
Wait,
I
but
don't-
hold on. How much of it is still yet to be determined based off of what we do? So, for example, like we have three big time games coming up. We got Tampa Bay, we got Seattle, and then we finish up with Tampa Bay. Now, again, football math is always going to lead you wrong because you should be able to say, well, this Buccaneers team lost to the Falcons and we beat the Falcons twice.
We lost the New Orleans Saints twice.
Right.
So
All right. So they beat the Saints. One of the times they beat the Saints 23-3. But then listen to this one. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they beat the Los Angeles Rams. Or no, they lost to the Rams 34-7. And we beat the Rams. So it's like, remember, I know that we're down on ourselves as a football team because the Carolina Panthers refuse to win games that we should win, like the New Orleans Saints. But as of late, this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team has been on a downward spiral. They just have. They lost to the Patriots. They lost to the Bills. They lost to the Rams. They just narrowly, and I mean just narrowly, beat the Arizona Cardinals, who are a 3-win team, by the way. They won 20-17. Then they lose to then they lose to the Saints. They lose to the Buccaneers. Like, yeah, we might not be world beaters, but right now it doesn't look like there's a team in the NFC South that wants to win the division. So what's going to give here? What team is going to be worse? Who wants it less or who wants it more when it comes to these Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Are we going to air the ball out versus Tampa, or do we try to be what we've been successful with all year and be a run-first football team and try to pound the rock against this Buccaneers front seven?
It's unfortunate that the majority of our fans, diehard fans, those fans that we don't know what team is going to show up on Sunday. Should we beat them? Can we beat them? Of course. Yes, we've seen the bright light, but it's just unfortunate that we're not at that level yet. In regards to me, I just think that we have stepped up and we're getting there. So I think drastic changes and the coaches and all that is it's not time for that as of yet. My opinion.
What team is going to have a worse or downward spiral this coming
Sunday?
That's what I'm saying. That's the better question. Which one? I mean, I got a better chance to open a fortune cookie to find out what's going to happen Sunday because I just don't know. I don't know what team. And I said it earlier. I want us to win so damn bad, y'all. I want us to make it to the playoffs because I know how much it would mean to the Carolinas. I know how much it would mean to us as a fan base. It would mean a lot. It would mean so damn much. But I don't know what team's going to show up.
And also, Pickle, but let me add this before you go. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, since Baker Mayfield has been with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he has not lost to the Carolina Panthers. Not one time.
That's why I want to beat him both times. I don't want to beat him. I want to humiliate him. I really do. I want to strip sack him. I want to intercept him. I want to see him lose his shit and get ejected. I really do, and it pleasures me to think that. It pleasures me to see that man in pain. God, I don't like him. I don't like his cocky
Yo, they
attitude.
just been
I
blowing our ass,
tell
man,
you
for the
what,
last 3 years.
I
Why'd
don't
you
even
have
like
to
the city he
use
lives
them
in.
words, Pickle?
I mean, I don't. He just.
That's a
he's
hard
just-
pickle.
he's
Who's he
just
talking
ignorant.
about?
You see,
Baker, I tell you what, it would
My
do
most
me
hated
a
team is
world
the
of
Bucs.
good. It would do me a world of good if Baker Mayfield. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going.
I
to.
think our defense.
Don't go off the rails too far, Pickle. Don't go.
I think our defense is actually more suited to play the Bucs because I think they want to go down the field more often than, like, let's say the Saints. You know, the Saints, they're not really trying to go down the field that much like that. You know, once in a while with Olave. But I think they do want to, with Boca and fucking Mike Evans, they want to try to push the ball, you know? And then we stop the run and we stop the deep pass. And then when somebody in the middle just got to make a play.
Well, they got
see what
that
I'm saying?
Jalen over there, that tall DB. That I'm curious to see how T-Mac is going to match up against those tall DBs that they have. So he hasn't played against these guys yet.
I agree with Aldo. I think the Buccaneers are going to use the same game plan that Kellen Moore
They're
used
tall.
with the Saints. They're going to air it out. They're going to attack Mike Jack and J.C. Horn.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't
that adds into the referee discussion.
I got a call coming out.
Dave Canales said. Dave Canales said himself that this officiating crew we're taking on, that we're taking on. That's a good way of saying it. Leads the NFL in throwing flags for PI. That's fact.
Well, we're gonna have to get our hands up. Garrett Brown's gonna get the hands up on Baker because he's the most quarterback throwing batted balls.
Right. The best way we can win this game is to hit Baker Mayfield repeatedly.
Hands up.
Repeatedly.
Good luck with that.
I mean, fact is, when he's working out, go after him, smack him in the kneecap.
God,
exactly.
Damn, how you really feel?
Agree.
Do something
I'm
for
right
the
there
team.
with you, buddy.
Take one for the team, Tevin.
Damn, how you really feel?
I tell you what, Edie, you out there, if you retired, ain't nothing to do with that. I know you got one good clobber knocker in you one more time. Do one for the Panthers.
I mean, dude, like I said it earlier in the show. Every time we play the Buccaneers, the main thorn in our side is Mike Evans. Mike Evans that guy always plays his best game when he's playing the Panthers. It's like, and again, I want JC Horn shadowing Mike Evans because even though JC did not play well versus the Saints, he's still the best corner that we have. We need good on good. And that's who it needs to be. But I don't think that's going to happen. They're going to continue to just keep JC on one side of the field and hope that he shuts that shit down. But now you have a Emeka Egbuka to worry about, someone that we've never played before. And him and T-Mac are basically running a race potentially to be the offensive rookies of the year. So we have a lot to worry about with Baker and this Tampa Bay offense. They have a lot of weapons at their disposal.
Is that game on tonight?
Yeah, the Alabama game's on right now. I was going to say earlier, go Sooners. My buddy's Oklahoma Sooners fan. So
I tell you what, I can't cheer for Alabama. Go,
Boomer Sooners. There you go.
Hey,
check the
their head coach Brent Venables. That was the defensive coordinator for Clemson when we won all our championships. So,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm going. You're right, Christian. That is pickle. But
Pickle. Who's Pickle? I missed this shit. Hit the rewind button.
It's in the private chat.
Cody, did we get an injury update today about Icky? Did he practice or have we got any updates on the injuries this week?
Yeah, I got something. Hold on.
Oh, that's nasty.
Because I even heard that Nalo's been dealing with the injury.
That's a good reason why I got you. Why I don't follow you no more.
I'm sure there's
I actually think I do.
So I don't think Turk Wharton. I don't think Turk Wharton is playing.
Well, that's no big loss.
No, it hasn't been.
I was going to say. I mean, that's bad to say because I had so much faith in Turk.
That big Dan. That's the biggest misses you've ever made.
Trevin Wallace has been out all week, so it's looking
But
like he might not
Trevin
play.
Tony,
Okay, look, I'll give y'all some updates. Hold on. All right, let me play this video, and then you can ask me.
All right, buddy, I gotta go. I'll catch you later.
I appreciate you, Cali Blue.
Take it easy, bro.
See you later, man.
Take this down.
We need Brad Hoover back on this team is what we need.
Absolutely.
He did. Coming out of the game, just talking to him and trying to reevaluate him, each day to see if we can get him to do a little bit more. And we weren't able to get him to a point where we felt confident about putting him back out there right now.
Will Claude get the start?
Claude will, yes.
And what did you see out of Icky today?
Icky was able to do more, so that was encouraging. And we're going to have to just keep evaluating him today and tomorrow. So he truly is in that day-to-day type of thing where we have to make sure that he's confident being able to execute all the things he has to at the tackle spot, in the run game on the backside, setting his passes and doing those things. So we'll keep working on Icky to see if we can get him out there.
Game time decision?
Probably, yeah.
With Turk out last week, kind of suddenly, how do you think Bobby Brown stepped in for him, and does his performance last week kind of give you confidence that he can do another good job this week?
Yeah, Bobby was disruptive last week. He was getting off of blocks really well, playing with his hands and playing big and athletic like he is. And was really fortunate to have him be able to step into that role.
Why hasn't Bobby Brown been a more consistent starter for us? Like, why aren't we playing him more? They've basically been using him in a situational / backup role. Like, what the fuck is that? Didn't you see him last week? And he was one of our better defensive linemen.
Yeah, that's what I said last week, Cody.
It common sense. To tell you, we just talked about it. We have four quality. Okay, we have three quality defensive linemen, right? One of them, the fourth one, you're paying a lot of money to. You got Derek Brown and Ashawn Robinson, who are very productive. We don't want to remove neither one of them. They're very productive. Then you have Trishir Wharton, who's getting a lot of money. He was highly paid in the offseason to be that pass rushing blitz off the inside pass rusher that he's failed to be. And you got Bobby Brown, who was brought in just to play the nose tackle in our 3-4 defense that we never run. We never run to 3-4. So therefore, he just rides the bench. He's just that fill-in backer. Fact is, Trishir Wharton got hurt. That allowed Bobby Brown to get more play time. And he made use of it. Very, very impressive.
Yeah.
And how many people went to overthecap.com this week alone just to find out what the cap hit would if you cut Trishir Wharton?
Yeah, I mean,
$23 million. I just looked at it, Pickle. It don't look good. It don't look good.
I was excited about Turk Wharton to start the season, but I feel like he's been more of a disappointment. And I feel like Bobby Brown, when we do see him, he's a disruptor. And he's a young dude. He's a strong dude. He's big. Like, is everything that you want at the position. And I don't know, especially based on what he did last week, there's no reason why we shouldn't have been playing him more. And to me, this also goes on coaching. Like, I've said this before, if you're a coach or a GM, talent evaluation is first and foremost what you do. And you have to be able to evaluate your own roster. You have to be able to see if you have a depth guy who could potentially be better than the guy that you signed as your starter. And you have to make the hard decision to put that guy in the football game when it matters. It's things like this where it's just hard to defend Canales all the time. I mean, I know he has a job to do, but, you brought in.
That's not Canales, that's Evero.
Well, but it is on Canales because it's his football team. His decision-making usurps Evero's. Like, remember earlier in the year when J.C. Horn wanted to follow – God, I forget who it was now. But J.C. Horn went to Evero and was like, hey, let me do this. And only then did Evero let him do it.
It was Pickens. It was George Pickens.
But also Nick Scott earlier in the year, we wanted to get more Lathan Ransom, and Evero was playing Nick Scott. And then when they asked him about it, Canales in the press conference, he was like, "Oh, I don't know. We'll talk to Evero and see about getting the younger guys more involved."
But that's why I'm underneath the notion right now. This is a 2-head coach team.
I don't like that shit, Pop.
Y'all remember when they?
I don't like that at all.
Pull up Stephen Bailey's comment about activate Mike White. Why don't we just do that? The short yardage situation and remove Andy Dalton from the active roster.
You know, I don't disagree. Fucking Dalton sucks, man. Even if needed, I wouldn't trust Dalton at all.
Right. If Bryce goes down, I wouldn't trust Dalton. I wouldn't trust Dalton to hand the ball off.
The Panthers need to be able to run a sneak. If they do not feel comfortable with Bryce doing it, they need someone else to do it. Because when you need only a couple inches for a first down and you're turning around, handing the ball off to the running back who's now 3 yards behind the first down line, that's so counterintuitive. Now that entire defensive line is right up at the line of scrimmage. They're preparing for that. And now you're going to put yourself even further behind. It's the dumbest shit in the world. If it's Mitchell Evans or if it's Mike White or fucking whoever, put them back there if you don't trust Bryce to do it.
That doesn't, the not calling a QB sneak, it doesn't bug me.
I wonder if I can, I'm sorry, Christensen.
Are you?
Honestly, not really. Cody, do you have that clip of Mitchell Evans running that QB sneak?
Here's the thing, guys. Okay, I'm devil's advocate. I don't think there's any right or wrong. It failed, so of course we can criticize it. Everyone is going to. But if you bring in Mitchell Evans or Mike White on a 4th and 1, everyone almost knows what you're going to do. You could still do it with Bryce, but like if you got Bryce in there, you don't know if they're going to hand off, play action, roll out, run the QB sneak. So that doesn't really bug me that much, if I'm being honest.
But I don't, Christensen. Let me tell you what I'm trying to say. I don't think it. I understand what you're saying, but I don't think they do because Mitch Evans lines up as a tight end. He's off. He'll often, like Tommy, will line up in the backfield.
So this is the play, by the way. This is the 4th and 1 against Louisville, I think.
See, there's the quarterback, and there's Mitch Evans. He's just lined up as a tight end, and they go forward.
Oh, okay. He motioned into to take the snap.
He played quarterback in high school.
You could do.
We could have done the same thing.
Oh no, yeah, I
he'll
agree.
already be in the backfield and just snap the ball directly to him.
But if you guys watch that play, I mean, I don't know. It's just hindsight 2020. But if you watch the play, dude, Chuba had the fucking first down if he didn't make that cut right into the defender. He just had to keep going where the opening was to his left, and he would have gotten the first down. But I don't know. I mean, I'm just more bugged by so many other things than like.
We don't have a big, contrary to what people want to say, we don't have a big power guy to get a first down to get in a tight situation. We don't have that. You can say that Rick Dowdle is. He's not. He's not. I'm talking about a big thick guy, AJ Dillon. Derrick Henry. There's a few out there. There ain't many out there anymore the way the NFL's lined up. But Canales does want to use it. Keeping a quarterback in there and doing it this way will give Canales the ability he wants to do spins and fakes off of it. The one thing about it, the Panthers are tops in the NFL in 4th down conversions. So it ain't like we ain't been successful. Right. It's just the one play they called was wrong. But
so that's kind of my point.
Right. And there's another thing, though, Christian. Do you not think that a lot of it's attitude? The Saints hate the Panthers, the players. Most of the Saint veteran players hate the Panthers. And the Panthers, Bryce hates the Falcons. He's got to hate the Falcons.
But we don't care. Remember when they asked him, like, they asked him, like, do you really see, is this a real rivalry matchup?
No, it's not.
Nah. Like, hey, bro, just fucking lie about it. Like, don't sound soft as shit about that. Like, there's a reason why the Saints fucking sweep our ass.
Right.
And why they did it in 2017 and beat us 3 fucking times and had brooms in our locker room sweeping the floors and shit.
What's
Like,
our
do some
record?
research.
What's our record with the Saints and Bucks since? I'm gonna say it. Since Bryce took over.
I'd hate to know.
We haven't beaten the Bucks, and we haven't sweeping the Bucks in 9 games.
Yeah, with Tampa, Bryce hasn't beaten Tampa.
Never beaten. Yeah, he's never beaten Tampa.
Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Has Bryce beaten
No,
Tampa? Because I know that Baker Mayfield is undefeated against the Panthers
no.
since he's joined. I don't think that we've. I think when Bryce was on the Panthers for the first year, Baker was already a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. They've beaten us 9 times out of the 10 games we played them.
Yeah. That's fucking sour, bro.
Yeah, so that's over 5 years. That's over 5 years.
Yeah, that's. No,
Alabama getting their butt whooped.
I'll say this too.
After hearing that,
I will say that when we play the Saints too, if y'all watch that offensive line,
Well,
we was
yeah,
getting beat
nothing.
up. Because by the time the running back got the ball, whether it was Chuba or Rico both, like when we try to run it up the gut, they was stuffing it a lot of times. They just stuffed it the whole time. That's the reason why both our running backs, neither one of them had over 50 yards that game.
which brings me back to my original point. If they're stacking the box and stopping the run, why is our passing scheme so freaking difficult?
I don't know. That's a good ass question, Christian.
Maybe the fact that our players are so stupid.
Or our coaches.
Maybe the best coach we got. Maybe the best coach we got on this whole damn football team is our offensive line coach.
And then it's also like, damn, Pickle, if they're that fucking stupid, why are we picking them? Why are those the players that we're signing in free agency and drafting in the draft?
And another thing, if they're so stupid, how come we beat the Rams and the Packers?
That's what I'm saying. That inconsistency thing, I'm sorry. Some people might think that it's unfair. I have nowhere else to point the blame other than the coaching staff. And people, I've been on this pod for a long time. People got mad at me when Ron Rivera was still the head coach, and there was a bunch of inconsistencies. And remember, Ron used to be like missed opportunities. Yeah, well, I always blamed him for that. If you are consistently inconsistent, there's no one else to blame other than the coaching. If your team is not prepared to go in and win football games, or if your team is going in there getting penalty after penalty after penalty, I'm sorry, that's on your coaching staff. It is your job to make sure your team is prepared throughout the week of football.
And Ron Rivera agreed with you. He really did. He would own up. He would own up to that. When after he got fired, he had owned up to that. Even before he got fired, he told everybody, "If you want to blame anybody, blame me. I'm the head coach. It's my job."
Where is everyone that was betting that our offense was going to go nuts against the Saints? Where's everyone at tonight?
They don't come around anymore.
Oh, all those that were saying that we were going to light it up against the Saints. I mean, I appreciated the enthusiasm, but why are they not here?
You don't lie. Don't lie.
I do. I like
Christian, over here, we're some negative Nancy's. We're just bad fans.
Damn right.
Here.
Right. This guy over here.
All we do is
one of the worst negative Nancy's.
Yeah, that's right. Me. All I do is talk shit about this fucking football team, bro.
Nancy Lack.
You know what?
Name Nancy Lack.
Hey, bro, some people say I'm talking shit.
Right.
Some people say I'm fucking keeping it real. And I feel like that's what I do, man. Like, I'm not going to blow smoke up people's ass and tell you that we have a world beater football team that's only a player or two away when I don't feel that way. And I don't fucking feel that way. Like, there's no reason for this team to be. There's no reason for this team to be as inconsistent as they are. And, dude, the buck has to stop somewhere. Is it with the Buccaneers? Oh shit!
I just hope.
Yeah,
I just hope
you
JC
know,
Horn don't get cooked Sunday because he has been getting cooked lately.
Yeah, and dude, we might need to have a conversation if he does. Like we
well, I
paid
mean,
him all that money
I
to be
yeah,
the number one shutdown corner, and
well,
then you have Chris Olave just abusing you, dude. On that touchdown that Chris Olave got on that slant pass, dude, that was so close. But there was no reason why JC Horn couldn't have batted that ball away, man.
right.
But he should have.
I don't deny that. I just it's going to happen, but you know, one thing about it, like people can talk about the Denver corner. What's his name, Jake?
Pat Surtain the second.
Yeah, Pastor Tan is so great. He's excellent. Y'all look how many sacks Denver's got. Look how much pressure they put on their quarterback.
Yeah.
Of course he's going to look that damn good.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It goes 2 by 2. It goes 2 and 2. You know, it really does.
I mean, listen, JC Horn has made some incredible plays this year.
Right.
Like, I'm not
incredible
taking anything away
interceptions
from
for
him.
sure.
Dude,
right.
and some of the most athletic interceptions that you'll ever see watching NFL football. Right. So I take nothing away from him, but again, dude, it's situational. In the big time moments against the best players, we need you to play your best ball. Against Chris Olave, 2 times this year, he did not play his best ball. Now he has an opportunity at redemption against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Mike Evans. And I'm hoping that he's able to do that because he did not look good last Sunday. That's just undeniable.
Maybe I've been out of touch outside of the Panthers, but like the Broncos edge rushers are Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, Jonah
Who's been
Ellis.
a badass this year.
Yeah, he's been really good.
You know, like to me, these are guys I've never heard of before, aside from Jonah Ellis, who was a rookie.
Right, Christensen. If Bonito, if you look into Bonito, when Evero was there, he was. I think he was a mid to late round pick, but Evero was there when he started out, and they just developed him over good, bad, ugly. He's just gotten better each and every year, and they've developed him, and that's a lot to the point. They took their time and developed him from basically nothing. And that's what we got to do. We've got a guy that I like just as well is Princely. Now, Princely started out with a big mouth, and he'll grow mentally, he'll grow physically, and I'm hoping in a few years Princely will be that good. But we just got to let him develop. That's if you look up Benito way back, going back to his rookie year, you know, when Evero was there. You know, we just got to give these guys patience to develop, and that's why I would say that's why Wanham, to me, DJ Wanham has been the biggest as far as edge rusher. To be honest with you, DJ Wanham's been the biggest disappointment on this whole defense.
Yeah, I agree.
Including Nick Scott, the biggest disappointment, because we expected more from him than we got. Now, has he looked decent the last few games? Yeah, but it's like, why didn't we see this earlier? Take you all year to figure this out? During
the off season, I desperately want the Panthers to go out and get a big time edge rusher, man. I don't care if it's the dude from the Bengals, what's his name? Fucking
Trey Hendrickson.
Trey Hendrickson, Max Crosby from the Raiders.
He was free agent?
No, but I think I think he wants to go.
Does he want to go to the Panthers though? It's the better question.
Yeah, I know, but also, I think Rashawn Gary is a free agent, and
I'd like to have him.
Yeah, same. And they drafted another guy like a year or two ago, and they just traded for Micah Parsons. So they might not pay Rashawn Gary what he's looking to get paid. So that's another guy I would love to bring in. But we need someone. We need a dominant pass rusher on this football team while our younger guys develop. I'm not selling all my stock on Nick Scorton or Princely at all, but they need some more time to develop into the pass rushers that we want them to be.
Right, absolutely.
I agree.
Because, you know, if you're still going to let them develop, but I mean, You know, you let them develop, but you're going to have somebody else who can do that pass rush. And I'm all right if you bring in one pass rusher, one elite pass rusher, per se elite. I'll use the word elite. That may not fit, but if you give one guy in, and then you let Scorton or Princely compete for the starting other spot, and then you have the one who's not starting be the guy off the bench, that could work in a lot of different ways, you know.
Well, they
But
should have been. That's what Wanham and
right.
who was the other one? We had Patrick was hurt.
Jones, Pat Jones.
Pat Jones.
Now,
like those two guys were supposed to be those two veterans for a rookie.
Right.
Man.
Right.
And Pat Jones got hurt early in the year, and then you got Wanham who's been, underachieving, so to speak. I mean, we're going to have to do that. We really are.
And Wanham's a free agent this year. Good luck with him. Roseboom's on that. Roseboom's been the guy that he was brought here to be, a run-stopping linebacker. He was not supposed
leading
to start.
the team in tackles.
He may
Sadly,
be. Roseboom was not supposed to start by any means. And the problem with that scenario is Josie Jewell had his concussions. There's a great interview where Josie Jewell actually does it too for a podcaster in Denver, because he still lives in Denver. And he really goes in little detail about I sent it to you, Cody. I don't know if you watched it. It's really good Josie Jewell interview. He talks about how those people down there were great in Carolina. He doesn't disrespect Carolina at all. He said they were great. He said that Dan Morgan and Brent Tillis and Canales are truly dogs. He said in a good way, because he said they really had his back. He said he told them, but why he didn't want to be cut, he didn't want to stand in the way of somebody else. So it was up to them what they wanted to do. He would rather not go on IR at that time, because if he goes to IR, he can't come off. And he didn't know how that concussion was working. He said he never felt better at all. The training staff from last year cleared him. He went home. He still had headaches. He still had issues. They kept telling him, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Do him some pain pills. You'll be all right. And they'll do the whole while. So when he got in Carolina to training camp, he couldn't pass physical because he was feeling that bad. But they immediately told him it was a concussion, and started getting him help. He still has those issues today.
Do we have a different training staff now?
Yes,
we got a different medical staff this year for sure.
Yeah,
Well, that's good news.
I believe that was a lot to do with our
I think it did that and the Jonathan Brooks scenario.
Right, because because Christensen, if you look at the situation, this medical staff told Dan Morgan.
Is he like Miyagi? He's always called me Christensen. Okay, Miyagi.
Hey, you know what? That's your name now. You're Christensen from here on out.
I'm just giving him a hard time. He's been doing it for years.
Right.
You can do it.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
You could do it. Do it. I'm gonna feel bad if you don't call me Christian.
Like DJ Wanham. DJ Wanham, the medical staff told Morgan, DJ Wanham was fine. He wasn't. The same medical staff told him that you need to draft Brooks because he's an elite and he's almost over his injury and he'd be great. And then the same medical staff told him, don't draft Peyton Wilson. His knee will never hold up. Well, Brooks ain't never been healthy, and Peyton Wilson has been great with the Steelers, while Wallace has one knick-knack injury after another.
Yeah, Peyton Wilson. And by the way, North Carolina guy.
Right.
Dude, you know how many Carolina
together?
There have been a bunch of Carolina players that have played ball in the Carolinas that have gone to other teams and looked incredible.
Ballers,
yeah, and dude, it's like, we have this motto of one Carolina, right, from North and South Carolina. Like, why wouldn't you take a college football approach? A lot of these teams, when they recruit, they tell you, or like these colleges, they tell you that you have to recruit your home state first. You need to get the best guys in your area, in your area to come to your school. I don't know why the Panthers don't do the same thing. Find the best players from Clemson, South Carolina, NC State, North Carolina, hell, even UNC Charlotte. We could have had Alex Highsmith. Okay, we could have had Larry Ogunjobi, who's been really good on a bunch of different teams. Drink me. Anyway, dude, I just think that would be a really cool thing if we were known for drafting players who played ball in the Carolinas and then came to the Panthers and then balled the fuck out. I just think that would be a cool thing that we could do, and we just don't.
We do. They're all fucking Gamecocks. You're just
I know,
salty,
dude.
Cody.
It fucking pisses me the
I'm about to
fuck
say that's
off,
that is
dude.
the one college in Carolinas that we do draft
It
a lot
fucking
from.
pisses me
It's the
the
Gamecocks.
fuck off, dude.
Hey.
Meanwhile, you got Kev out here. Oh, we should have kept clowning. Like, how many Gamecocks do you need, sir?
It's so fucking infuriating, dude. Meanwhile, whenever Clemson plays the Gamecocks, we smoke on them Gamecock packs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we do. But yet, Panthers don't want a winning football team. I tell you what, and I think Pickle and Jake know this. There's a couple players for the Clemson Tigers that we would love to have on this team next year, bro.
We might. There's a chance we break the curse this year. First round.
Bro, go get Avion Terrell. Go get Avion Terrell. He might be a top 15 pick. I don't know if he's TJ Parker, defensive.
Oh, yeah, him and Woods will be. Y'all defensive tackle, both of them will be top 15 more likely. Top 20.
Yeah, for sure. Now, okay, if they're a top 20, that probably is in our range because I think the playoff teams stops around pick 8.
Jesus, jinxing us.
Well, man, I'm just saying, man. Avion Terrell, the younger brother of AJ.
That's more likely.
Yeah, we'll get right now we're at pick 20 or 21, I think. We're way down in the draft. But I mean, it is what it is. If we win against the Bucs, we'll go farther.
Yeah.
We're 16. We're 16 wild card round losers draft from 19. Start at 19. Tampa Bay
that's
now
what I'm
is
saying.
19.
So if you miss the playoffs, you're going to be picking around 17, 18.
Right. Because it's not once you get to the if you go into the playoffs, they'll actually put you in the later rounds, even if your record ain't as good as say something like the list I'm looking at right now. Baltimore, Carolina are 15 and 16. Detroit is 17, and the Colts are 18. And both of those are 6 and 8. But Tampa is 19 because Tampa will win the division, and by NFL rules now they can't have an early draft pick because they won the division without trading. I mean, and I'll use this opportunity to shout out the Rams, who have a pick 10 in place of the Atlanta Falcons, and they going to pick late in the round 2. Just saying.
Hey, so Cody, who was that other Clemson player you brought up before when I interrupted you there?
So there's a couple. Avion Terrell, he is the corner. He might be better than his brother. He's a corner. AJ Terrell, his older brother, is the corner for the Falcons. He's really, really good. Antonio Williams, a receiver, he's going to be available in the draft. We might be able to pick him up round 2. I don't know if he's going to break round 1, but he's a damn good football player. He's fast as hell, catches most of everything. He's dealt with some injuries, so
Jonathan
I think that
Collins,
might
join up.
dock
We got
him.
room.
Yeah, Jonathan. Yeah, come on through, bro. Let me see who else. And then the top 2 names, Christian or Christensen, whatever your name is. Is TJ Parker is a defensive end.
Yeah.
Had 10 sacks last year. Had 3 sacks against South Carolina. The dude's a monster. Like he's a really good football player. And then probably the best player on our team is Peter Woods. He is a defensive tackle. Man, he's really good. Dude, he would just you know how you see clips of Derek Brown just throwing dudes off? Like, that's the type of defensive tackle that Peter Woods is. What, Pickle? Talk some shit about my players. Go ahead. I know you want
No,
to.
I wasn't. It wasn't really about your players. It's positions. I would like to have an edge rusher. No, I won't be
Linebacker.
A linebacker, but if we've got a good depth at tackle now, and I'm not saying neither one of them, other than Derek Brown, are close to Woods. It would be odd for me to take Woods in the first because of that issue. But the Panthers have done different things over the years that shocked me involving.
Remember Pickle? What was the white dude, Mason Graham? We were one. Right. I was one to draft
were
him.
interested in him. So
yeah, I was
very interested in him. So
if Peter Woods is there, bro, in a fucking heartbeat.
I'm gonna have to say that as much as I want a linebacker, Pickle, if Peter Woods is there at 18, wherever we pick it at, you run to the podium.
Yeah.
Hey Jake, you know who our 7th round pick's going to be, don't you?
7th round pick.
7th round pick. I'm going to predict it right now.
Who's it going to be?
Cupcake from Clemson.
Oh Lord.
Shit, don't say that. We might have a quarterback competition on our hands. Shit.
I tell you, we gotta get a linebacker, man. We have to get a linebacker.
Oh, yeah, no, we do. No, you're not
we need
wrong.
an edge more.
We need both. See, that's the thing. Like whoever brought up earlier, like when Cali Blue was in here, he was saying, Evero could stand to have a couple more pieces on the defense. Like, listen, I'm not denying that we are very thin at a couple positions. I do think we need more edge help. I do think we need more Mike linebacker help or inside linebacker, whatever the fuck it is in a 3-4. I know that we need those types of players on the team. But I just think that we could have already had some of these positions if we would have favored them more, and if we would have done a few things differently. Like, bro, we could have had Trevin Wallace and Peyton Williams, or what was his name? Preston Williams, the dude for
Wilson.
Peyton Wilson. God, I used to be good remembering names. Now I'm fucking.
Now you gotta remember Wilson from Castaway. Then you'll.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
But
you went to go find out what you'd be disrespecting Peyton Wilson. No, I tell you what, he's good to get on Madden though.
You know what we need to do? We need to start planting the seed that Arvell Reese got a low S2 score in the draft, so he falls to us.
I'd rather have Sonny Styles. I'd rather have Sonny Styles.
No way.
I love Sonny Styles.
No. Nope. Sorry.
That's damn bad.
That's based on okay, I'll admit that's based on 5 minutes of fucking me watching him. But no, I'm not. Sonny Styles kind of worries me, man.
Chris,
I don't
know if it. Well, Sonny Styles is middle linebacker. He's
middle linebacker. Okay.
Yeah, he's got a green dot. Safety. He's really fucking light in the butt.
What team?
As the old team.
Ohio State Buckeyes. Here comes JJ.
His pad level's too fucking high. JJ can come in, dude. Fucking whatever. The tape don't lie, man. He's just not. He's gonna get abused at the point of attack.
I know all the way to the end of the year. I can't remember what week it was, and he might have finished out that way. He was one of the only players in the nation, or one of the players in the nation, that never had a missed tackle all year long. Not a one missed tackle.
I'm just I watched 5 minutes, so I get that's only 5 minutes, but they were his highlights, and I don't know, man. He looks like this tweener type of kid that's just gonna struggle at the point. Just too light in his lower body and plays too high. That's just what I saw, but what am I? I'm just a dumb fan. I'm just saying he worries me a little bit.
He was light in the ass.
He is. He got no butt cheeks.
Damn.
That man said he had no butt cheeks, man. Christian, come on now. They're gonna show up to the combine. It's gonna be another thing they gotta do. They're gonna be measuring butt cheeks.
He got no
butt cheeks. What's the circumference of them cheeks, bruh?
I wonder who gets that job.
Christian will take it. He likes to watch cheeks.
I'm all over that.
If they pay me more, man, I'm trying to think about it.
Hey, how much does it pay?
Oh, hang on. Since Jake is in here, and I know he's a Mendoza fan, I saw Colin Cowherd said, so right now the New York Giants are picking number 1. He said that if the Giants pick number 1, they should trade Jackson Dart and draft Mendoza.
Whoa, that won't happen.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
No, they're gonna trade down, dude. Fucking stock.
Yeah,
up.
I think somebody will trade with them having a number 1 pick. I agree with Christian. I think somebody's gonna trade up to that number 1 pick to draft.
And dude,
Mendoza.
that could be dangerous because the Giants, they have a good team. You know, like they have a bunch of good players on the team.
That
If
defense
Jackson
is
Dart
nasty.
pans out, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Jackson Dart just needs to learn how to take care of his body. That's his issue. Like he be throwing his body out there getting tackled when he could just run out. I mean, Pickle, you remember when John Gruden was talking to him about it? Like that was his number 1 issue, even in going back to college, was that he wouldn't protect himself.
Right.
I just don't see like there's certain things like etiquettes you just can't do, and like it may be the smarter decision to trade Dart and get Mendoza. I like Mendoza better than I like Dart, but come on, man. Like, I mean, what team's ever done that when there's some excitement there in that fan base for Dart?
Well,
It's
also
they wouldn't do it.
It's also
Mendoza's
is it not gonna
pretty
be the
fucking
new head
good though,
coach?
man.
I try to
I mean-
tell people, Cody. I try
And,
to tell people.
and Jay, I didn't know this, but homeboy is 6'5".
Yes,
What?
yeah. His
Yes.
brother's his backup.
Yeah,
His brother's
I-
his backup at Indiana.
But let's ask this though: what kind of experience Mendoza have? When's the last time
He
the
has
Giants,
3 years.
the
At,
Gi-
are you talking about Mendoza?
yes,
I'm about to say, so he played 3 years with California, then he played the 1 year with the Indiana this year.
He's a good quarter. He's going to be a good quarterback.
And he's real smart. Did y'all see the clip of him talking to what's the old boy who was the Jaguars? Urban Meyer. Yeah, there's a clip of Urban Meyer and someone else talking to him, and he was talking about how he was reading defenses. And bro, you could fucking hear Urban Meyer popping a chub just listening to him. He was liking some Mendoza.
Hey, Cody, he's not too shabby running either at that height. He's really
No.
not. He can run it.
No, dude, he's a prospect. He's
Mhm.
easily the number 1 quarterback that's going to be in this year's draft, no doubt.
But here's
But-
the thing, dude. How
Yeah.
big are his cheeks?
Oh, dude, you're gonna have to tell me. I don't like
You have to show up to the combine. We're gonna
Yeah,
get
yeah.
balloons from Christian at the combine.
Yeah, no, we need to make a Twitter campaign to get Christian signed as the cheek measuring guy.
the cheeky guy.
Christian, you know you would do it if it paid well.
Yeah, and my
Oh,
daytime job would be that. Nighttime,
Hell, I'd do it if it paid good.
fuck yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man.
I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
it,
measure
might
them
suck.
cheeks.
It might suck.
Damn, y'all are
I
wild.
mean, and I ain't gonna lie. I'm open to all forms of bribery.
Oh, Lord Pickle.
I can lie. I can say them stick cheeks, and they may not be, but maybe that's a little extra dough. I lie. For it.
Damn, that's crazy. Pickle, just drop the draft order up, or do I need to pull it up?
Well, the draft order for the, yeah, I'll get you.
All right, hold on.
I'll say this, man. If we lose, shoot. I hate to sound negative, but should we lose, it's
It's
gonna
up.
be a long end of the season for me.
Go ahead,
All
put it up there.
Ooh,
It's still gonna be a long season, Chris, because we can lose Sunday and still
Yeah.
have a chance at the playoffs.
so hold on.
That's how good it is.
it's
We
gonna
can
be
lose
like a
Sunday and still have a
5%
chance.
I
So-
heard,
No, it's low. It's
yeah.
very low, but there's still a chance.
but yeah, dude, it's just we know
Yeah.
it ain't gonna happen.
You tell me how
So the Jets, what team would move up with the Giants?
Jets,
Yeah, I think
Possibly
the
Cleveland?
Jets.
Right.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Y'all can't rule out
Yeah.
Arizona.
Do y'all
Yeah,
think that that the Browns stick with Shador, or they move up to draft?
No, I
Mendoza?
don't think they're drafting, because I tell you why. The guy I follow on Rumors and I chat with, I'm a co-host, by the way, of the Rumor Space now, but he's they claim that the Browns owner still likes Watson and still wants to play Watson. So
Yeah, I forget about
coaches
that.
want to play Shador. I don't think they're going for quarterback. That's the end
that
of the
tracks.
conversation.
It's the fucking Cleveland Browns. That tracks.
Right, exactly. But if you look at they've got Orville Reese and this mock going all the way to number 1. So if
gotta
I'm the
go.
Giants,
Here's the
if
thing.
I'm the Giants and I'm not getting a haul to move down, I'm not going to.
Who did that do the mock draft?
So there's
Ravens need a
multiple
quarterback.
factors here.
Arvell Reed, is he an edge rusher?
He's a linebacker.
No,
But now
I
he's
know, but an outside
wait a minute,
linebacker. Is
yeah,
still
he's
yeah.
a Parsons. He's a Micah Parsons.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I agree.
He's
I
both.
agree to that.
He can play inside
Who
or
do they have us
out.
drafting in this month?
And I heard his S2 score was really freaking low, guys.
Yeah, dude, terrible.
Yep.
Hell,
Carnell. Oh my god.
I can't really
can't do
argue
it.
with that
If
one.
we pass up TJ
Oh
Parker
my goodness.
for
Sorry,
another fucking receiver, I'm gonna go find a bridge.
Y'all
and
know-
just roll off.
Y'all know that airhead commercial
Later,
where
y'all.
the head blows up? That's gonna be my head.
Oh my
Yeah.
I mean,
God.
I don't really. I would draft but not one thing about it, y'all. And I'll say this, and I hope JJ ain't listening because I don't often say it. If I'm going to draft a wide receiver, and I'm not really wanting to, but if I'm going to, it's going to be somebody from Ohio State.
That
Them Ohio
LSU.
State guys know how to play wide receiver.
He ain't wrong. I just another wide receiver in the first round.
Yeah, not
3
like
years in a row.
y'all know. I argued hard about it before. I'm not saying that's where I want to go because I think we've got a bunch of issues we have to get fixed. I wouldn't be afraid of drafting a corner. Right? I wouldn't be afraid of drafting a safety. Inside linebacker is where I think we have to go. And to be honest, I really want to develop our young edge rushers. But if a top level, let's just say somebody projected, I don't really know who I'm looking for. Let's just say this Auburn guy, right?
Dude.
Let's say he falls down and all of a sudden is available at our draft pick. How can I say no, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, that's the thing, and edge is going to be a more pack for your punch there than an inside backer, where you can get an inside backer second, third round too.
Right.
I mean, I get it, dude. But it all kind of there's going to be a lot of things, man. Free agency, what teams don't re-sign certain soon-to-be free agents, and then what quarterbacks are going to declare for the draft. That's going to change everything here. Because if you've got a Dante Moore and a Mendoza, a team may not be as inclined to trade up to number one because, if there's just Mendoza, then they want to beat the Raiders if the season ended today. But if you got Dante Moore there, that's another one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of options. I don't know, man. To me, it just depends on where we end up picking in the draft. What happened?
Yeah, right.
Oh, Alabama's trying to come back.
Are they?
Oh, damn. Yeah, it's 16-17. Mateer just threw a pick six.
Damn.
Shit.
Come
I'd
on,
like to see
Boomer
Alabama
Sooners.
I'd like to see Alabama go down.
Damn,
They're also saying that if that this is a possibility that if Alabama loses their head coach, Kellen DeBoer, he could be going to Michigan.
Oh, damn.
Cody, you know what? There is several teams on here that's got 2 first-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
The Browns,
Jets,
and the Jets.
And
now,
Rams.
if you're the Jets and you've got all these picks, as you can see, if anybody's going to trade over the Giants, I would imagine it's the Jets.
Click on Dallas. How many picks has Dallas got after they're trading?
I mean, they got a crap load, and they kind of.
I don't think theirs is until 2027, right?
Who is it?
Remember.
Who is
Dallas
it?
Cowboys.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, hang on. Look at that, Gerald McCoy.
Yeah, that's a good corner. So they still do have 2 first rounders.
Yeah.
They got the Green Bay pick.
But they don't have any second.
No, Green Bay.
Yeah, they don't have any. They don't have any second round picks either. So
no, they don't.
So or any third round picks. So if you're the Giants and you're wanting to trade down, I mean, the Jets are in your same building. They're the same offices, same building. One's on one side, one's on the other.
And they got
Are
3
they?
5th-round picks. Good Lord.
I don't think they're
I
the
was told they
same.
was. Are they not?
No,
Okay.
they're not. Whenever you see their
Well, they
play,
share the same stadium.
yeah, they share the same stadium, but they don't share the same facilities. So
Who?
the
I
Jets
don't know.
and the
I don't know.
Giants.
I was told they was, but I don't.
No,
God, I hope not.
I don't think they do.
Okay.
No, because I've seen the practice field because they've had hard knocks. The Jets had the preseason hard knocks, and the NFC East has the in-season hard knocks this year. And yeah, you can tell they're two different.
Speaking of the
facilities.
Jets, those fucking unis were clean, man. I don't usually like other teams' uniforms, but those that they had last
those
week,
dark ones,
yeah,
I felt they looked
I
like
like
baby
those.
shit.
I like those, man. Those were nice. And I'm
I
kind
think
of, I'm kind of upset that we haven't done anything with our uniforms, man. Like, why don't we have 3 helmets? Like everyone else can have 3 helmets. But
So we're wearing all blacks. This Sunday. Hold on.
I know they're giving out black towels to all the fans that show up at the bank.
we're gonna have a blackout.
Yes, I guess. I mean, the towels are black. I would think it'd be a blackout.
Where is my camera? Hold up. Why is this not focusing? So this is the pant that the Panthers are going to be rocking in the end zones. Hold on, let me pause it.
Yeah, I like the throwback.
Yeah. I don't know why we don't do throwback helmets.
I don't know.
Because they're trash.
I do love them end zones like that.
Yeah. Hold on, I want to show y'all let me show you the
Next year is when they're supposed
this
to
is
start the stadium improvements, right? That's what I heard.
Yeah,
anyway.
I think so. So this is the hype video they put out.
Opportunity for the Carolina Panthers.
I definitely say it adds fuel to the fire.
Resilience isn't loud. It's built in silence. With legs tired.
Chuba Hubbard running with purpose.
And confidence is shaken. But the game isn't going your way.
Every game is a championship opportunity. We don't see this one as anything different. It is obvious now for the division.
Every snap is a choice. Every play is a response. Not to the noise, not to the doubt, but to each other.
Be your brother's keeper. Yep.
This team is resilience in motion.
He got blown up.
Constantly battling.
It's intercepted.
Constantly built.
On the right sideline, it's Coker in stride, and it drags a defender. Touchdown, Carolina.
Adversity has created opportunity to transform the narrative and return to the top of the South. Because there's no fear and no favorites this time of year.
Woo-wee! Chooks in the building. What's up, Chooks?
How's it going? How's it going?
Chilling, brother. Hey, man, tell me how you feel about this matchup.
To be honest, man, this is the most up and down season ever in the history of the Carolina Panthers. You don't even know what to expect, man. I don't know what to expect. I can't even predict anymore. So, again, like I do know this is a young team. I mean, if we go win, loss, win, we win the division. So,
yeah.
But it's really up and down, man. This is a young team. But this offseason, I'm just looking, to be honest with you, and I don't mean to be a drag, but I'm looking forward to this offseason is very important, Dan. I'm really interested in the offseason. What is going to be added?
Yeah. That's what we were talking about a little bit a few minutes ago. We were talking about the draft and what positions we would draft. Like if we miss the playoffs, we're probably picking around 17, 18. That's going to be in a good range to get some good players.
I mean, yeah. I mean, let's be honest, okay? If they win Sunday, our playoffs starts week 18, the last week of the season. So that's all we wanted, right? I mean, so it is what it is, but I'm very interested to what's going to be added, and I don't think, in a sense, we're looking at all the stats, the PFF metrics. I'm not really feeling drafting enough. I'm seeing the defensive lineman. I'm not too keen on drafting another defensive lineman. No disrespect to Nick Scordon and Princely, but I feel like adding another 3 rookies, well, 1 rookie and another 2-year, make your defense super young, unless it's a super baller. I'm not adding another rookie defensive end. I'm looking at that linebacker from Texas Tech. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Who's
Bailey.
that? David Bailey?
Yeah, I think something Bailey.
No. The linebacker. The linebacker who's a middle linebacker.
Oh, okay.
What's his name?
Rodriguez. He won the Buccaneers award. I think he won the Nagurski Award in Charlotte too. That's the award, Bronco Nagurski Award for best linebacker. You need to check him out. He's good. I don't know why he's not in the first round. He's a second round.
Rodriguez?
Yes. You guys need to check him out.
Okay.
But
got a killer mustache.
yeah, but I don't. It should be a defensive draft, and I'm gonna say right now, Coker, it should and T-Mac, it should be them moving forward as number 2 receivers and looking for a speedster. If you're going to add receivers, I want speed. I want you to add speed on the team. Burners.
Yeah. By the way, Robert Hunt's trying to get back into health, into starting.
I was just gonna say, I agree, man. If we were to take a receiver, man, it's got to be someone who's like 4.3 speed. I can't do it another Coker type or XL type.
But can we agree? If we draft another receiver, bro, fucking get XL off the team, dude. Like, what are we doing drafting another wide receiver?
I would take tight end more than that.
I was going to say that by drafting another wide receiver, that's in itself going to take XL off the field for the most part. I mean, if you're going another wide receiver in the first round, that's what that is for. That is for them to upgrade a wide receiver room because they are not satisfied with what's behind Nalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they take a wide receiver top like 1 or something, that's
no, that first round, no.
Yeah.
But it needs to be it needs to be tell Roseboom thank you for your services, but no. And Tevin Wallace, even Tevin Wallace, like special teams.
Our linebackers are we have the worst linebacker core that I've ever seen as a Carolina Panther fan. We have an abysmal linebacker core.
Did you see Dan Olasky break it down, the tape, about how our linebackers have been playing? About how like Tyler Shutt was picking up the zones. So basically in the sense that like our pass rush doesn't get there, but when they do have a chance to get there, the linebackers are not athletic enough to get back in their proper spots to fill the gap and fill the hole or play coverage. Like, yeah, we need 2 new linebackers, 2. And I need free agent.
You're not wrong.
Draft 2 linebackers, sign 2 linebackers.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold. I'm not sold on Wallace yet. I'm not out on him either. Like, I think that he could be a good player, but I've also seen some busting coverages. I agree. Roseboom, even though he leads the team in tackles, we need to upgrade the position. Somehow, some way, it needs to happen.
He was just a 1-year rental anyway, so he's going to be down the road after this year concludes.
See,
I don't think they bring him back.
I think these linebackers we got, the 2 starters, are better than what we had last year.
Lathan Ransom, I think he needs to be a box safety. I just think that him in coverage is just Yeah, he's cool. I'll keep on the team, of course, but he needs to be that Jeremy Chin role. I don't think I just don't. A playoffs is icing on the cake for this team. This is. But if they go 9-7 or what's it 9-8, get a playoff game, lose the playoff game, win the playoff game. I mean, if they get in the playoffs, I mean, all bets is off, but that means you have to draft even smarter because we're deeper down the draft. And what is Dan and Brandon Tillis thinking of, like, do we get more active in free agency because the clock is ticking on Bryce?
Yeah.
I mean,
no, it is. This is a huge. How about this, Chooks? Not only is it a huge year for Bryce, these games are going to be huge for Bryce. If you want to prove that you're the guy to lead the organization, it's time to win the fucking division. And by the way, Joe Person put out an article. This is how he put it on Twitter. When Baker Mayfield signed with the Bucs, it meant he'd have 2 chances a year to face the Panthers organization, for which he still harbors resentment. This year, those 2 games will decide the division. Kicking ass was his motto this whole week. So, dude, show that you're better, that you're a better quarterback than the guy that we got rid of, that we didn't want as the quarterback to our team, even though we traded for his ass. This is a big time moment for Bryce. I don't want to hear any excuses. It's put up or shut up.
Baker Mayfield's going to be. He's going to be under pressure a lot of the game. He just is. I mean, I know we ain't been doing it much of this year, getting pressure, getting sacked, so to speak, but we're going to have to do it. You're going to have to get Baker Mayfield uncomfortable, frustrated, mad at his offensive line, so to speak, because he gets sacked every other play. We're going to have to do that in order for us to win the game Sunday.
I mean, J.C. Horn, Derek Brown, this is what you get paid for. This is what Mike Evans, J.C. Horn, this is what you get paid for. Can you give me 2 games? Hell, actually, Quinn Ewers, can you give me a game? and also, J.C. Horn, can you lock down JSN? Can you lock down JSN? Let's win these 2 games, because and pretty much in a sense, get to the offseason, go to the playoffs, probably get ran over in a divisional round, wild card, whatever. But still, let's build for the future. That's what I want to see. So it is what it is. They got to really just hone in. They got to hone in. They got to lock down.
Yeah, no, we have to. It's just it's hard for me to get excited when I just feel like every time I do, we just get the smackdown laid on.
It's this inconsistency, though. It's inconsistency, though. That's what the Lions did. This is the same thing with a young team. I always bring it up, and I know you guys hate it. It's a young team that's inconsistent. Look at the Lions back in 2022. They did this as well. They was inconsistent, very inconsistent, up and down, and they did not get their act together until the end of the season. It always happens with young teams. However, I am not a conspiracy theorist, but I do believe when that tweet came out about the Panthers being the most heavily betted team and the calls not going our way.
Hey, Chooks, I'm with you.
Part of me wanted to feel like Joe Pearson was feeling like he said it.
I'm with you, bro. And also remember, and I said this earlier, let's not pretend like earlier this year there wasn't a whole FBI probe into the NBA and referees like you, and especially with how involved the NFL is with gambling now and sports books and draft.
We know it's got
things.
some corrupt aspects.
That's what I'm saying,
I'll tell you something. And I have inside information from a source, a credible source.
Drop it, bro. Here, C3.
So I talked to a young woman, saw her. She was attractive. She was talking back and forth. She is the kid's mother of a certain quarterback. Let's just say The dog from Charlie Brown. I'm not gonna say any names. Don't say any names. The dog from Charlie Brown. Yes. Yes.
No, I don't understand what you're saying.
Snoopy?
There is no yes here,
Yes.
bro. What are you talking
Yes.
about? Snoop
Yes.
Dogg?
Okay.
You just look. You know. Yeah.
But you
Snoopy.
said quarterback.
Yeah, you said quarterback.
Yes. Yes. Let's look. Look it up. Let's look up quarterback and look up Snoopy.
Snoopy?
I'm about to fucking look it up.
I am fucking.
I'm lost.
She
man.
told me.
Just name it, bro.
She told me she knows people in the circles that they know who's in, who's out, what's going to happen, what's the game plan, and they bet on the trajectories and the lines. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Say that one more again.
That she gets inside information from them, from his friends who are on the team or him, and gets that information and pretty much on lines and bets on
but bro,
Yeah,
I figured that's been happening forever, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like
so it's not
players,
like a conspiracy thing.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah. So people know.
But I'm talking about like from a referee standpoint.
Oh.
Like
I mean,
referees like being paid off to make sure that the point spread is, still
I think they gamble, Cody. I think the referee, maybe not them directly, but they have people connected to them that gamble for them.
Dude, they might be getting bonuses from fucking mafia members to keep the point spread at a certain number.
No, Cody, I really wait till you see the game on Sunday. If we get hella calls, I know the fix is in. I know the fix is in that they want week 18 to be flexed. Just watch. Watch it be so pro Panthers this Sunday. Just watch.
Well, so you're saying that if they're throwing a bunch of flags on Tampa?
Yes.
I don't even know if they can flex that game now, though.
I am saying to you, if it's close, the refs are going to side with Carolina. They want week 18 to be flexed. Look at the slate for week 18. Who is going to be flexed out to week 18? What other game will be flexed?
Is it too late for it to be flexed?
I think it is too late.
No, it's not too late. They wait till the last. I looked at it every single year.
Yeah.
They wait till the last minute after the week 17 games have been played. I am telling you, they are going to, and now that they know that Quinn Ewers is playing for the Dolphins, they know that if the Panthers win this game, they have their week 18 lined up already. This is going to be flexed. It's going to be flexed. What other games going to be flexed, Cody, on week 18? Look at the games that can be flexed.
Oh, I don't know. I know that this Sunday there's a bunch of big time matchups.
Oh yeah, this Sunday
there's a bunch of big.
There's a quiet big matchup with the Broncos and Jags. There's no one.
Yeah, I know. Bro, how about my boy Trevor Lawrence throwing fucking 5 touchdowns, running for another one?
Ain't nobody care about that shit.
Beast. Yo, shut up, Jake.
I agree with Jake.
Hey, wait, can the Jaguars still get the number 1 seed? They can still get
Trevor Lawrence.
I was told that man was going to be the. I was told that man was going to be the next Peyton man.
Jake, you shut your face.
Hey,
I'm
Jake,
not getting kicked
I
off
don't know,
the
man.
show
Hey,
again.
Jake.
I don't know.
Jake, the last couple games he had.
I was going to try to wait a little bit for Jonathan Collins to come in, but it's going to be around 10 o'clock. I'm going to get y'all's final prediction for the game. And we're going to get up out of here, man. The division's on the line, boys. It's time for us to put up or shut up.
I'll start.
Tell me your predictions.
But I'm gonna
play of the game.
I'm gonna piggyback that conversation.
What's
about
the final
refs.
score and who wins?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, I don't hear you anymore. Did your headset die?
Oh, Cody, you can't hear me? Jake can hear me.
You can't hear him,
I don't
Cody?
hear you. We'll come back to you. I'll get you.
I only think Cody can hear me.
I don't know.
Give me your final score.
Cody,
player of
can
the
you hear
game,
anybody?
who wins.
Oh, he
Cody.
can't hear us, bro.
Hang on, hit him in the private chat.
Cody
But
just
damn,
doesn't
we ain't
want to
got
talk to
nobody.
anyone, man. He just
Hold
wants
up.
to
Is
go.
this my fucking? Hold up. Hold
Cody.
up.
I think it was we were making fun of Trevor
No,
Lawrence.
my fault. It's my fucking headset that died. I'll be damned.
Shit, damn. We all know that.
Hold up.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna take over the show here real quick. About those refs, man. I need to get this off my chest again.
All right, my bad. My bad. Go ahead. And two was dropped out for no reason.
Dude,
Go ahead.
I was just dropping dimes, man. It was bars, Cody.
All right, drop them dimes, bro.
Okay, so before I make a prayer, I want to piggyback that last conversation, if you guys allow me to. The icky flag was bullshit, for the record. How many times have offensive linemen gotten in defensive players' faces? There was no need for a fucking flag there. A'Shawn Robinson got flagged for roughing the passer. We saw one fucking little replay that was bullshit. What I saw, they didn't show anything. Any other quarterback gets fucking hit, and it's a legitimate fucking flag. They show that shit 10 fucking times from 10 different angles. Showsmith Wade got called for holding. We saw one little fucking side angle replay of that one. I think that was bullshit. How many times were the Saints fucking holding our pass rushers? Didn't get flagged. Those are big fucking plays too, where the rookie ended up running the ball. They didn't give fucking Bryce Young the first down. I just there's so many more. What else? So T-Mac, there's that whole issue. I mean, Jake, we saw it. It was an obvious catch. They had this, and it wasn't like a bang bang. They had time to fucking watch it in slow mo.
And the ball didn't move. That's the biggest thing. The ball never
It
moved.
was slow mo, bro. They zoomed in on that shit. It was like you could have just fucking played porn music to it. It was that fucking close up and slow mo. Dude, he palmed the ball. Anyway, I'm just gonna say that. But maybe was that Drew that was on here?
No, that was Chooks.
Chooks. Okay, maybe he's onto something, man. I mean, I'm gonna be awfully suspicious if we come away with this win. I can't predict it, man. I can't reverse jinx it. I don't know. I mean, I guess if I had to pick a prediction, I would say we win at home and then lose in Tampa Bay. And hopefully our guys are ready for this championship opportunity that Dave talks about right now.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully. Dude, it's a big time matchup for us. We have to have this. If we don't win this, my prediction is that we ain't doing shit. We're not going to beat the Seahawks or Tampa in the final week. I mean, it's do or die right now. And they're playing a pissed off Baker Mayfield. And he plays his best ball when he's the most motivated. So, Jay, give me your final score, player of the game, and who wins.
I mean, you're saying this week. I think last week was our do or die, hurrah, hurrah against the Saints, really. But I want us to win so damn bad. I really do. But ultimately, I think the Buccaneers are going to be as 24-17. And the player of the game, or I should say players of the game, are going to be the referees.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's a cold take.
It's hard to say that it's not believable, though.
Well,
it's definitely believable.
I did not say that.
Yeah. All right, Pickle, give me your final score, player of the game. Who wins?
My final score is 20-21, and the Panthers win.
Panthers doubles you. And you said 20. You said 21-24.
Well, let me just say 20-23. They win by field goal. Whatever you want.
All right. I'm not mad. Man, listen. I'm gonna pick Tampa. I think it'll be 28-17. And I think Mike Evans is gonna do what he does. Call me a bad fan, whatever. I've seen this. I've seen this before. It's a motivated Baker. He wants revenge against a former team. They need to make some believers out of me, out of people in this fan base. It's time. It's time to put up or shut up. Straight up, man. Straight up. But boys, I appreciate y'all. As always, every Friday, man. We take nothing for granted over here. I appreciate y'all every Friday. I got you. This has been another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All. I hope everybody has a happy, healthy weekend. Be safe. Enjoy the game on Sunday. It'll just be me and CK. No Tony Dunn this Sunday. So come hang out on the post game show, me and CK, and we will see y'all boys this Sunday. My name's Cody Lashley. That's Panther Pickle. That's Jake the Snake. That's Christian, or if Pickle's saying it, Christensen. Sigma Panther. Until then, until Sunday, y'all keep pounding.